Hijos de sus Mothers, take one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hijos de sus Mothers. We have special guests today. We are so excited to have Angel and Efren.
Yo, what up, guys? Thank you guys for letting us, bro, come here, bro. Like, it's rare we're on podcasts. Like, not like people invite us to podcasts. It's kind of me.
Yeah.
So,
I was kidding, like,
yeah, so like we're kind of excited to be here. Like, finally, somebody asked us to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
guys. Thank you.
I'm like, oh my gosh. We were like reaching out to different people, but like, it was good to like have like siblings on because that's what we were aiming towards. Yeah,
that's our thing.
Like siblings that work together, and we promised you guys we're gonna have siblings or families that work together and talk about their dynamic working together. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, guys. Like, how do you guys work together, and when did it start?
Start with your names, full names, what you guys do.
Oh, well, my name's Angel
Date of birth.
Garcia. I'm 22 years old. You want to go?
My name is Efrain Garcia. I'm 19 years old. And we have our own podcast called the Kickback Crew, where we do regular podcasts and also a series called Scary Shit, which is our most popular right now.
And then we do like little skits on Instagram and stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're doing pretty well for our business and stuff.
We have our own business where we do real estate videography and
nice.
photography. So
Let me get another horn for that one.
Yeah.
Love that.
Real estate.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So-
What about you guys? What do you guys do? I know you guys are all siblings and stuff.
Right.
You guys, I always see you guys working together. I'm always just like, damn, you guys always doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we
Definitely.
try our best to work together now, cause back then we wouldn't work as much together. There was like a little phase where we didn't work together.
Yeah, because like we were kind of like forced to work with each other and it was uncomfortable. Like we hate each other. You know, like, like we don't want to
We were
work.
small.
I was like, I don't want to work with my brother or my sister. Like it was just annoying. And then we all kind of like went our own paths for a bit. And then we're like, hey, we should work together now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of
Yeah.
like,
what your guys' age? What's your age?
I'm 24.
24?
I'm 20.
Okay.
I'm 21. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty close.
So not a big age difference then, huh?
Not too crazy. For me, it's like a 3-year gap. 4 years with her.
Yeah, other than Angel, my older brother is like close to like 30. They're hitting 30s.
Oh, damn.
So
Oh yeah,
Angel's-
there's 9 of us in our family.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's 9 of us.
So Angel's the most closest.
But
They're all gone. They're all gone.
they're all
far
having
away.
their own kids and stuff. But Efren's the
okay.
youngest. Efren's
So-
the youngest out of all of
I
us.
can't
so-
imagine like Alan or Paul with kids, or myself, honestly.
Yeah, me
It's
and Angel,
crazy.
I've till this day we're sharing a room right now because
Yeah.
that's what we had a decision. Angel was like, okay, because we have 2 rooms in our house and one room was vacant, and Angel was like, okay, we can either make that room into our own podcast studio or we want to like thug it out another couple years
Yeah.
until we head out and do our own little
Bro,
thing.
that's good.
I like
Yeah.
that. Sacrifices like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the time, our tia was living with us,
Yeah.
and she had that room. So me and Efren were like, all right, we're gonna have to get rid of stuff in our room to make space to like put in the chairs. Like your guys' setup, like your setup is really nice. So
Yeah.
something
Really?
like this.
And we had bunk beds, and it was a tiny room too.
Yeah,
so we
so-
I
had,
remember the bunk bed days with them. It was
Yeah, so
that's
I remember I told
crazy.
Efren, I was like, Efren, what if like we get rid of the bunk beds and we share a bed together? And he was like, nah, that's weird. Like,
I was
we're
like, I
gonna
don't know
share-
about
Y'all
that
are
one. I was like, okay, no, I don't know about that one. I was like, we
Reach
can
at
make
night,
it work.
like, good night, bro.
You don't have to share the bed, bro.
I told him, like, well, okay, what if you take the bed and I get like a little, like, what do you call
Futon?
that? Yeah, like on the
Nice.
floor or something. He
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
he
A
was
air
like,
mattress.
yeah, he was like, your back's gonna hurt. I was like, well, I'm willing to take the sacrifice, to have a nice little setup,
It's because our
That's
room
worth
is
it.
pretty small, and like from our podcast studio, it went from like our room and having like a big table like that, and we were like very tight on space. And then then that happened where the room was vacant, and I wanted my own room, like, because I've been with him. We've been sharing a room since I was a little kid, like
Yeah.
since we were young, because my parents had they had their own little. When we first had a family, it was just one room, and all of us, like our whole siblings.
Oh,
And then we had got a house, and then still to this day, we're still sharing a bed and all that. So then Angel was like, oh, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, fuck it, I'll thug it out.
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
I had to
Fine.
ask him because, like, I know I've been with him for so many years. Like, out of respect, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you decide. Like, do you want to have the studio or do you want your own room? Like, whatever you choose, I'm not gonna be mad. I understand. Like whatever you want to do, we'll figure something out. And he was like, you know what? Let's go with the studio. Let's build something together.
That's cool, bro.
So we're like, all right,
that.
better.
Cool.
I was like, you better. Shit.
What made you guys start that broadcast, by the way? Like, what was like the initial thought?
Yeah,
Like, you guys
what
were
is
like,
Yeah,
it?
especially
let's
like
get
Let
this
us know.
going,
Let
you
us
know?
know.
Like,
COVID, bro.
COVID year.
So-
That's the year everybody was like.
That's called creative year.
yeah.
That was where everyone's
That's what the C
creativity
in
came
COVID
out.
stands for, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it was more my idea because at that time I was watching like Joe Rogan and all like
Nice.
these other like podcasters, and I was like, Angel, because besides that, we're like me and Angel always had like a creativity of doing like performing and entertaining people. You know, I have a background of dancing. I did ballet folklorico and hip hop, and
Cool.
I was in my worship team in church, and Angel was in like school news doing like
The theater,
like theaters
improv,
and all that,
and all
improv.
that.
Oh,
And I also
that's it,
did
that's
plays. So around that time, I was like, Angel, like none of our stuff is like, you know, we tried like Vine when Vine came out. We were fucking young though, but we tried Vine when it came
we were
out.
those like, you ever been in high school and you ever see those kids that want to do YouTube in high school? They came with their phone and
Yeah.
they interview people in school. That was us.
we had
were the
vlog cameras in
we
high
were,
school.
we were the YouTubers of high
That's
school.
it.
So like
That's
that was
cool.
always been like our dream and
So
like
you
our
guys stood
goal
out.
to do
That's cool.
YouTube.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so I was like, let's try a podcast. Like, what it wouldn't hurt to try it. And he was like, all right, let's try it. And he was the one that like took the effort of like just like trying to figure out the format of podcast. And it's pretty like it has its own little format
For
from
sure,
like
for
vlogs,
sure.
and it's so different.
the mics.
Yeah.
And we started off
that's
from like
so cool.
fucking horrible cameras to using an iPad.
Yeah,
to
using
record
iPad
audio
as
and
a
all that
mixer
shit.
to record our audio.
Hey,
Gotta
I
start
res-
from somewhere.
I respect
Yeah.
that, bro. I respect that.
And like we blew up on TikTok, and we're like, fuck, like
It's working.
finally, like dude,
He's
like
like,
out
"This
of
is
all the
it."
years, like we've been trying to
Yeah.
do something for
Something
ourselves.
hit.
This
Yeah.
blew up, so we kept pushing it, and
Yeah.
we pushed scary shit. Like
Yeah,
that was
because we tried everything. We tried doing vlogs. We tried doing pranks. We tried doing skits. And the skits were like freaking like long ass skits, like too into
Yeah.
detail. And then we tried doing short films. Like we did
that's-
everything for something to hit for us.
Right.
And then when we did podcasts, that's like, because me and Efren, when we tell stories and when we talk, like we have like a way of like talking in a funny way. So I think that's what made it like really like hit for us.
Nice.
And we were blessed too because when we put out our first TikTok video, it only took like a week for it to go viral.
yeah.
So we were like, oh shoot, like thank God, you know, for
That's cool.
TikTok, you know.
That's really good.
especially in that time, like when COVID was happening, like TikTok was like there.
TikTok was on and popping.
Like you
at
can
that
like you
time.
can pop easily in TikTok. So that we use that to our advantage. And then scary shit, that was whose idea? Was
That was
yours?
my idea.
That was his idea because we love horror, and the genre of horror is like very like how do you say, very intriguing.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
For people who don't know, we do a series called Scary Shit where we go out to like the woods and haunted places and we do like a podcast talking about like scary stories, watching
Yeah.
scary videos and stuff.
At the location.
At the location, like in the middle of the
You guys
night.
want to know something? Like when I see you guys pop up on my like feed, I like scroll right away.
Dude,
Or
everybody
refresh
tells us.
it.
Everybody tells like they scroll away.
I'm like,
I'm
no. It's just so scary. Especially if I see it at night, I like scroll away. I like your guys' content. It's just like, I get scared easily. So I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
dude. Like us, when we go out there, like people think like, oh, you guys are brave and all. Nah, we be going out there like, fuck, this shit's
no,
scary.
bro.
Like,
Shaking,
no,
yeah,
like,
like, there's been times where
That's
like,
cool.
fuck, like let's just wrap it up quick and let's get out, cause we gotta go. Like it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
yeah.
we don't want to stay there too long, but
Yeah.
we are Christian boys, so we're okay.
Yeah, we
We'll be
believe in
alright.
all that
You
stuff.
guys
Like,
are like-
fuck.
Yeah, we'll be
like,
alright.
You guys
please
got
don't.
it on
They
your
got
side.
their
Yeah.
cross.
Yeah, so scary shit happened because
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, let's but like we already love the format of like horror and all that because we would stay up and watch like scary videos with our homie, and it would be like 3 a.m. just watching like fucking Nuke Top 5 or like Top 5 scary ghost encounters and stuff like that, or like scary podcasts, and we're like, fuck it, like we see all these people doing like scary stories, like scary time and all that shit. And we're like, what can we do something different? Like, what can we do to make this different? And Angel was like, let's go out. Like, let's go out there. Like, our podcast studio is already, like, portable. Like, you can take it to go.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
we're like, I was like, fuck. I was like, you sure? Like, what if somebody, like, comes up on us? He's like, no, like, we'll be okay. Like, we'll bring a knife or something. Like, and I was like, all right, let's try it. And we did it, and it was our most popular video. Like, our first episode, like, blew up so, like, big on
Yeah,
YouTube. Like,
on
it was
YouTube.
crazy.
So
I
it
I
was
need to
pretty cool.
watch it. I'm scared.
It was like it hit like around like 40K. I think it was
Damn,
like that.
hell
So.
yeah.
Has anything happened during those times? Like when you guys gone out there, like anything like
lot.
scary?
Yeah,
I
almost
mean-
every time we go out there, something happens. It's
Really?
either be like a little small thing or something big. I think one of the biggest thing that happened to us, it was our second episode, and we were noobs, so we were still trying to figure out how to
Oh,
take
yeah.
a portable.
Forgot about that.
So we decided to grab a blanket and like wrap it up and put our stuff in it, like Santa Claus, and we laid it on the dirt, we put our stuff nice and comfortable, organized, and then we started recording. And our friend, he was our cameraman for that night. We told him, if you see anything pop off or anything, let us know. Like, don't be afraid to interrupt. He was like, okay, I'll let you know. And like midway, we're talking. I see him going like this, and like there's lights at us, so we can't see behind the camera.
Like
'cause it's
hard.
so
He's going
bright.
like this hard. Like
He was going
this.
like this, and I hear him go, shoot, go away. And we all get up like, what the fuck? What's going on? And there was a fat ass coyote like coming towards us, and we were
Big
like, oh
coyote.
shit. And then we packed up and we ran. And
Bro.
as we were running away, we started hearing like howling noises from all around, like.
Oh, hell
Like he was
no.
calling the tribe or something.
Yeah,
like, hey,
we were about to get
We
caught.
somebody's
ruined our
out here.
cables. We ruined our cables because we put our blanket on dirt and we got so scared. I don't know why the fuck I'm like the skinniest one in the group. And I was carrying the whole equipment. Like I wrapped it up like Santa, and I put it on my back, and I was like, like
Yeah,
that.
so like all our equipment got messed up.
Like, it
We're
got
like
dirt
fuck,
on
we have to
it.
start again, like buy new equipment and shit.
Yeah.
But now we learned. So now we carry a box.
Nice.
So like if
Okay.
anything pops up, we throw everything in the box and pick it up
Cover it
and
up
run.
and out, gone, bro.
And then we leave the cameras on the tripod, so we just picked up the tripod and run.
Cool.
So, you know, that makes it easier. And then there was this one time, I still to this day say like this dumbest shit we ever did. We went to a location where it was a, what do you call that? Like a desert, like a little,
Yeah.
like a desert area. And there
It's
was
a
a
desert.
sewer. And I guess the story is a little girl fell in the sewer and she died. And we went to that location. We sat down right where she died. And we were sitting there and like, I think that's like the first time we started like feeling like actually like scared.
Like presents?
Like something presence. Like we felt really unease.
Oh, hell no.
And like George started seeing like shadows like running around like behind the cameras.
Nah.
Efren said he started hearing voices and stuff. And I started feeling like this I started feeling sick. Like I started feeling something weird. And we were like, dude, let's just like hurry up this episode and let's go. And then like in that episode you can see like a shadow run across our camera.
Like in
we
front of our
caught-
faces.
In front of our faces.
You guys have that on YouTube?
Yeah, we have it on YouTube. We
You
caught it
guys
on
gotta send us that
camera.
clip.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah,
gosh.
and we were like, "What the?"
And people were
fuck?
trying to like be like, oh, it's probably like your cameraman. Our cameraman was like out there trying to figure out what the fuck we're looking at. And the lights were pointing at us, and they're like, oh, it might be a cable. Like all our cables were behind us.
Like we
Like, I
actually
didn't
tried
know
to
what it-
figure out
I-
like what was that? Like you know.
Trying to debunk it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was. I honestly didn't.
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
Yeah, and like
Okay,
that
that's
shit
it.
was weird. And then our recent episode, because this whole month of October we're doing like scary
Yeah,
shit.
spooky season.
Yeah, so we're going out there more
Has to
often.
go.
Yeah,
All out, huh?
yeah, we're going all out, and it's fucking even worse. And
Yeah.
like the last episode, we started hearing.
That was the most trippiest one, bro. Cause we went to like this little like weird looking park, and we sat like on like this little street, like in the in the middle of the street, so we couldn't see what was in front of us because of the fucking lights, and then behind us like we couldn't see either, cause it was like a long like driveway down behind us, and we started hearing. Oh, and a van was following us prior to
Yeah.
that. A van
on
was,
the
like,
way
literally
over there, a
following
van
us.
was following us, and everyone was like, "Bro, just cut some corners and you'll lose them." We
Angel was
followed
speeding
every
up.
corner, and we were like, "Dude, we're gonna get
They
kidnapped."
just started
or
speeding
something.
up, and every car that was passing by, we were like, "Oh my god!" And they were slowing down because there was like a little like a corner, like a sharp corner. So they were slowing down. So we're like, we got scared, and we were hearing owls. And like, there's like a legend about owls, like how
owls,
they're
yeah.
witches and stuff like that.
Oh
They
my
call it
God.
chusas. So
Ooh,
Wait,
that's
so
too
like
sad.
when you guys go out there, is it just you two and the cameraman?
So no, now it's just us three, me and Efren, and my cousin. He's part of the crew too.
Oh,
shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
George.
Yeah. So when it's us three out there,
Yeah.
and there's
Oh,
no
okay.
cameraman. We just push the record button.
play.
So the
Yeah.
podcast is family too, like how you guys are doing it. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
me,
Oh, so
Angel,
yeah,
and our
cousin.
cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta have your cousin on next time.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
I didn't bring the cousin.
No, well,
I
he-
forgot to mention it.
well, here's the thing. Our cousin, he chose an industry where he has to work constantly. He's a barber.
He's a barber.
So he
Oh.
every day he has to cut hair.
He's
cutting
cutting.
hair.
Oh,
Yeah, he's always
okay.
cutting hair.
We have
And
a
only-
show specifically for him too. It's
I
called
think I've seen you guys post about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the barber salon or like Kickback Salon.
So like the
Oh, that's
time he has
cool.
free is like nighttime, which is
Yeah.
perfect for scary shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we do, you know.
That's
So-
nice.
That's
Mhm.
trippy.
Yeah, and then there was this one time where Efren said he heard a voice say hello to you, huh? In the
Oh,
bushes.
hell no.
Shit, I forgot about that. We went to a park like around Riverside, and it was nighttime. And I remember like we were already feeling uneasy, like always feeling uneasy.
Yeah, like on the way, like it's not even like being there, but on the way back home, we feel like sick, like we feel weird, and
Yeah.
then Efren has sleep paralysis from it too. Like I get weird
Oh.
nightmares and shit from it.
Well, and that day I remember like we were there, and then George was like, "What the fuck? You see that?" And we like see like little like eyes, like and like far away, like it was like tall grass. You could see like shiny like two shiny balls,
Two little eyes.
like two eyes.
Like an animal, like when you
Maybe
look at
it
the-
might be an animal. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
We didn't fuck around and find out. So we, like,
Yeah, as soon as we see something, bro, we're gone. We didn't even stay.
so
don't
we,
stay.
but like when we're walking away, there was a big tree. We were like under like a big tree, and I heard a little girl go like either help or hey, like one of those.
Ooh.
Like she was like help or hey.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, did y'all hear that? And they're like, I think our cameraman heard that. He was like, yeah, bro, I heard that. Angel and George weren't like hearing it, and I was like, bro, let's get out of here. Like, let's leave. Like that was the most most realistic thing I've ever heard. Like I was like, no way, I just heard something say hey or help.
Yeah,
Like that was weird.
Y'all
Would
need
you
to
guys ever
go.
do something like that?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
no.
down.
I think they're down.
I'd be down for something.
I'll be
like that.
down for
Yeah,
sure.
Right.
bro.
Honestly.
Low key, like the
Yeah.
adrenaline and all that is really fun.
It's
Like
fun.
being on there, like,
It's fun.
hey, like what's
I'm
going
sure.
on
Like,
out here?
it can be scary, but like at the same time, when you're done, it's fun.
Yeah.
like it'd be
Like,
like
we just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Jake, our last scary shit, like they're like I got so scared, like that was the most like uneasy I've ever felt like for an episode. I don't know why. Like it was just a regular park, and like Angel, like I was trying to put down like our tripods, like and put it in the car, and everyone like my cousin and Angel, they are already like inside the car, and Angel was like, and just started screaming just to like make fun of me, and like I hopped inside the trunk, and I was like trying to put on the thing, and they like. Angel was like they're all laughing at me because I was so scared, and I hopped in the trunk. So that was just like times like that, like, it gets funny sometimes. So.
Yeah.
You know what I saw? Recently, I saw you guys do a video with like Adam and
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Adam
Louis,
Ray. Okay,
all of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
That was funny. Like
Mhm.
they were calling the cops. Were you guys the actors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, she called me. She was he called me. I don't know what she wants to, but he called me. He was like, "Hey, I want to do a prank." I was like, "What's your idea?" He's like, "I want to scare my friends on a party bus." And I was like, "Ooh, like what was your idea?" At first, it was supposed to be like hearing noises in the woods and stuff, but then it turned into the movie. You ever seen the movie Strangers?
Why does that sound familiar? What is that?
Strangers, where like the couples in the house.
It's like
and
a home
strangers,
invasion where, like,
home invasion, like they're wearing
crazy
masks,
people,
and
like-
killing
Like
people.
us?
yes,
Kinda like us?
yes.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's do that instead. I was like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
cool. So they were like, go find us a location, and we went to Lido Creek, and it was like pure like
Yeah, I saw it, and it
woods and
looked
shit.
like woods. It was like scary.
I felt scared because I was like in the middle of nowhere, and we're waiting for them to come.
They set up the cameras like so far. I'm like, bro.
yeah. That was the cameraman. I was behind
Oh,
the
really?
Angel
camera.
was the cameraman. George was the one behind the bus, and I was the one that stood there. Like, I was
But the
one
scary
that-
part is that they took a while to get there, so we were waiting there for like an hour
In the dark,
In the
middle of nowhere.
dark, just like waiting for them. We're like, dude, something's gonna happen to us first before they get here. Yeah, and then they got there, and the cool part is like in the bus you can't see outside, like it's all covered. So like as soon as they stepped out the bus, they didn't know where the fuck they were. They're like, where the fuck are we? And that was the scary part. They didn't know where they were.
They were
And
actually
then,
kinda
yeah,
freaked
and
out.
they made
Yeah.
it seem like the bus driver got kidnapped or killed. Because as soon as he parked, he came and hid with me, and I was recording. So that's what they're asking, like, where's the bus driver? Where's the bus driver? So it was fucking funny.
I gotta see this video, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
saw it. Was so funny because it's like you never see them like all of them. You never see them scared like that. They're more like, oh god, hey, like on their like
and one of
vlogging
them,
stuff.
because on my camera there's a little red light that tells me that I'm recording.
Uh-huh.
One of them saw the red light and they thought it was like a sniper or something, like pointing at them.
Oh my
So I was like, oh
God.
shit, I would never thought of that. That was funny.
I had a GoPro in my hand, so they like Eddie was trying to like come like near me, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you got a problem?" All that. I got scared because I thought he was gonna fuck me up. I was like, "Oh wait, hold on," like, but I had a GoPro in my hand, so he thought it was a gun, so he like backed up. And then when he backed up, they saw George in the back, and they got scared.
Yeah,
But
so that was fun. It was a funny.
it was
prank.
fun.
And
Like,
then
they're
one
all
of them
cool.
was like calling the cops. Like Louis was like, "They're here. I don't know what to do." or
Yeah,
something like
they were.
that.
They said that they threw themselves on the ground on the
Yeah,
floor
'cause
because
they
they thought we were gonna shoot
shoot.
inside the
that
bus.
was scary.
Damn, what
That
the
was
hell?
funny,
Like,
yeah.
that's so
Yeah, they're-
intense.
That's
No,
traumatizing.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Shout out Adam. He was the one that contacted us and was like, hey, like we heard you guys are the guys who like make videos and all that. And we're like, oh,
It was a really good episode.
yeah.
I mean, like,
that was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out Adam. We love you. Thank you for the opportunity. And
Yeah, and they're all
Lado,
super
too.
funny.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was the first time we
They're
met them all.
funny.
They're
They're
funny,
freaking
bro.
they're like,
funny.
it's funny because they're all drinking and they're in party mode and they were like, ah.
Yeah, as,
Yeah.
soon as, as soon as we got to the
Exaggerated
gas
it.
station to like regroup, they were
Uh-huh.
all like fine. They weren't drunk no more.
It was so fun.
You sobered them
So,
up.
yeah, they like and then like it took like 3 or 2 minutes to get back up drunk again. Like they
Yeah.
started drinking crazy again.
It was
and then
fun. I had
They're
fun
running
with
around the
them.
parking lot and stuff. I was like, what the heck?
That's fun.
It was so funny.
You guys do the things that I wish I was doing in high school. Like, that shit sounds fun. Like, I really, like, when I was in high school, I tried to vlog.
Yeah.
And those were, like, the kind of things I'd want to do. But I never, like, to have the drive for it is one thing, and then to actually make it happen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough.
I feel like it was more tough for us because we had friends. Like we had like friends that were like really funny, and we're like, oh, let's do this and that, and they wouldn't want to. Like they wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
But
I
since
get
me,
you.
I feel you.
since
I feel you.
me and Angel had the same like idea of like what we wanted in like in life, and like how we can like make our like lives and entertainment. We're like, why don't we just do it like ourselves?
Yeah,
Like, we
and,
don't
like-
need them. Like let's just fucking
Yeah.
do it
That's
ourselves.
facts.
Yeah, and once me and Efren saw like our podcast and everything's taking off, is doing good. And me and Efren were like, okay, what can we do to make it better?
Right.
And like we went on to like, I did a lot of research on other people's podcasts, watching their podcasts, see like what we can do better or what we can change, to make ours a little bit different, And like we did like the handhold mics, we thought it would be more, better.
Yeah.
The way we do our intros and like the way we edit and stuff like that. And then me and him sat down. When it came to skits, we sat down and we wrote like 50 skits. And then every day we try to make one.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
back then we used to try to do skits, but like like we said, it didn't hit. But like now that we blew up, we're like, let's start putting out the stuff that we wanted to do, So let's do that. But
Yeah.
in high school, I remember like back in high school, we actually blew up when I was still in high school. So I was like, people were coming up to me like, oh, you do the podcast,
They're
huh?
like, Efren.
And I was like, all right, bro, don't tease me, fuck out of here, like,
Yeah.
don't talk to me like that.
And it's crazy too, because after I like when the whole thing's like people are seeing me meeting like Adam Ray OK or like these influencers going
all of
to
a sudden
like
they want to hit us up.
all of a sudden they want to hang out with
All of
me
a
like, oh,
sudden.
let's hang out, let's do this. I'm like, bro, I don't even know you back in the day. Like, who are
like,
you?
oh,
happens.
you know Adam and all that. I'm like,
Cloud
fuck that.
chaser.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
and then we go to
real.
the premieres and stuff. We watched. We went to the premiere of Spider-Man. We were the first people to watch
Which
it.
Spider-Man?
Which one was it?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
We were the
Ooh,
first
that's
people
a
to
good one,
watch
that's
it.
a
That
good one.
one's
It
I
was
was
so
like, I hope
dope.
you didn't go to the. No,
Oh,
you know what I'm
Lotus?
talking
Spider-Man
about?
Lotus? Spider-Man Lotus?
What? Nah. What was the? I don't know. I didn't really like the other one. The one with who's the newest actor in it?
Oh, is the one with Tom Holland?
Tom Holland. The one where they went to like across the.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were talking about Spider-Man Lotus. You guys know
Which
what
one's
that one?
Spider-Man Lotus?
That's like the one where like it was like these like YouTubers or TikTokers, and they started like having controversy because like they were making like because they were saying racial slurs. Like the Spider-Man actor was saying racial slurs. So I thought that was what you're talking about because that's
Yeah.
what.
And they
that's
made
no-no.
a like a Spider-Man movie with no budget, whatever, and they put it on YouTube for free.
What
Whack.
the-
It was
Horrible.
ass, bro.
It was
Everybody
whack.
was like, "This is the
Garbage.
most." It was an hour, and they were like, "I want my hour back." This shit was ass.
You
It was
can't
so
get a refund
funny.
for that,
Yeah.
buddy. Sorry.
They tried it though. They tried.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
me and Efren, like, we dedicated ourselves to do that. Like, we
That's
we
cool,
wrote
man.
down a bunch of ideas. We sat down. We studied a lot of things, and then we wasted a lot of money on like equipment, making sure our
No,
stuff
it's not
is
a waste.
good.
Don't say a waste.
Invested.
Invested,
Invested.
yes,
Yeah.
invested a lot of money
Good
into like,
correction.
a lot of money into equipment and stuff like that.
What do you guys what message would you guys give to like siblings that work together, like especially for creatives, because like we're kind of like a dynamic that like we're like creatives and you guys are as well, so like what message would you give to siblings?
For me, I would say to trust each other. Because there's been moments where like we make videos and I'm like, nah, Efren, that video is not gonna hit. I don't think that video is funny. Efren's like, trust me, bro, it's funny. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trust you, and we put it out and it does really well. So like
Yeah.
moments like that, you just gotta trust them,
Right,
trust you guys' ideas,
Or like little like just like little things, right? Like
yeah.
details matter. so it's
Details,
like-
yeah. Like Efren, one time we did a skit. Efren was like throw yourself on the ground harder. I'm like, dude, that hurts. He's like, just do it. Trust. It looks funnier on camera. I'm like, okay. And I'll do it. And I'll be like, fuck, effing, you're right. That shit did look funny. So like stuff like little details like that. Just trust each other, you know? And
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, trust each other and like just remember that you guys are brothers, you know, and or sisters. You guys are family, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys know Super Ego.
Right.
You know Eric Ochoa?
Yeah.
There
OG
was,
YouTuber.
Yeah, OG YouTuber. I
OG
love him,
YouTuber.
man. He's a freaking amazing dude.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to
One
him.
thing he did teach us is that sometimes family comes first more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, him and Sleepy Brown.
Yeah.
You know, Mejito Lex, Alex, the guy he does videos with, the
Right,
Cholo
the
Adventures.
Cholo, yeah.
Cholo,
He
yeah.
said that they always put their friendship first before anything.
I like
Like if
that.
there was a moment where like they're getting heated between like YouTube or anything, their friendship always comes first.
Nice.
So we always do that. Like family always come first, and then YouTube, and then anything else. You know.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where like we're not gonna lie to you guys, like it is gonna get hard. Like if you want to do like videos with your like family or sibling, it's gonna get really hard. Cause like you know you guys are still blood, but sometimes you guys are the opposites, and you guys have different ideas and different creative like differences. But like Angel said, you guys are still family. You guys are still blood, like still blood. Like Angel's like my other version of me. Like he can have ideas that I don't have, and I can have ideas that he doesn't have.
For sure.
And sometimes he's gonna be like, "Oh, I don't like that idea," and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's gonna hit," and then we start arguing. Like that's gonna start happening. It's gonna happen more and more. Like if you want to get in a business with your family, it's gonna be hard. A lot of people are gonna say like, "No, don't do that. Don't get in a business with your
Right.
family." But like who else is better to be with than somebody that like is another version of you?
Yeah.
Like I would rather be with somebody who's like another version of me. You know, I don't come in one. I come in two now. Like this is my brother. You know, he's
Yeah,
like basically me. I've lived with him like for all my life. He
Dope.
knows what I want, and I know what he wants. So like it all comes down to like what do you want? Like if you want to like do that, okay, let's do that. But let's try to fix it. You know, like I know we're gonna argue about this, but let's try to fix it. Like let's come back and like let's get our heads cooled down. You know, at the end of the day, we're doing this for our supporters and we want to make it like big. You know, and
I
I
like
told that
that.
to Angel all the time. And sometimes like even with George, our cousin, like he sometimes comes to us. He's like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do videos no more. Like this is not doing we're not doing going anywhere. And it happens. You know, you get discouraged. Like TikTok can easily like freaking shadow ban you or something
Bro,
like
for
that.
real, they put you on like 200 view jail.
Yeah, they
I know.
can't do that. But
You
you
can't
can't
making sense.
you can't get discouraged. Like you can't like it's gonna happen. You're not
You
gonna
gotta
get any
keep
views.
pushing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just gotta
and
keep being
George comes to
consistent.
us, and Angel comes to me, and I go to them. And we're like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. Let's not do this. We get in a bad mood, but we're like, all right, let's like we like okay, let's let's chill out. We don't have to do a video today. Like let's have a little break. It's okay to have breaks too.
Yeah.
You know, and because your mental health also like comes first as well. Cause
sure.
you know, and at the same time we also have to talk about it. Like when George came to us one time talking about like I don't want to do this no more. Like I don't want to record. Me and Angel were like, oh, are you okay? Or what's wrong? Instead of like pushing him like, why the fuck you don't want to do this? Like let's
Yeah.
fucking do
I
the
was
video,
like-
bro. Let's do this for
Oh,
ourselves.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
what
that
the
is
fuck?
a good point.
Like you gotta talk to him. You gotta like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, talk to us. Like, don't keep it in. And he tells us what's wrong. We're like, okay, like, well, you don't have to do it. Like, you can chill out. You can sit this one out. And then like a couple hours later, he's like, you know, fuck, it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
he's like, let's do this shit. Like, he gets
Fire
motivated.
ignited, yeah.
You motivate them, and that's the love that you need. You know, you need motivation as key. You know.
Okay.
And you guys work together all the time, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's
What
actually
is-
another topic I wanted to hop on real quick. But we're gonna go into a quick camera break. All
Awesome.
right, guys. So
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Hijos de su madre, take 2.
All right, so we're back from our break. We got our water. We're ready to talk some more. Alan was mentioning that he wanted to like hit a topic about what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I
So
think
real
it was,
quick,
like,
you
siblings.
know, when people say they don't like working with their family.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've definitely had moments with them where I'm like I cannot
for
work with these people, you
real.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and it's almost, it gets hard to imagine that I could still work with them. But here I am, you know, like still worked out differences or getting over, like, I guess the egotistical part sometimes because I feel like it comes from ego sometimes
Yeah.
where we bump heads, you know, because we feel like we all know best, you know,
Yeah.
or we know through our own experience. So what is a moment where you guys had where it was like, you know, you guys were clashing a lot where it made you go, damn, I don't know about this guy.
It's
you
a
know?
lot of like it's all it's all like creative wise. It's more like
creative differences and stuff like
it's
that.
more like if I want to put something like on our shelf for the podcast, like let's put some like fireballs or something to make it look cool. And he was like, no, we don't do that. Like, we don't do that. And
like we don't drink.
we
Why
don't
you gonna
drink
put
and all that. I'm like,
you
bro,
don't
like our
drink?
guests might want to drink. Like, let's just fucking give them one. And like, no, let's not do that. Or like editing, cause me and him edit, so like I can edit one and like and he can edit a different one. So we
Right.
have 2 separate videos. And he was like, no, that one's not good. Like that one's not gonna work. It's too long. Let's do a short format like how TikTok is. And I was like, oh, but like you remember how like Super Ego used to do and all that? And he's like, but that's like back then, you know, he's doing short format now. And I'm like, but like let's bring it back or something. And
No,
it's
I
like
feel
that.
you.
Like
It's like
moments
that.
like
yeah,
that. We're just
there's
like,
like something stupid because there's 2 things. Like earlier, I was like, no, we need 2 changes, and I kept like bothering them in the chat. I was like, 2 changes because we're filming twice today.
Okay.
They're like, nah, fuck that, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Even
but-
with George too.
It's like the
it
stupidest
happens.
things, or like this stupid plant. I didn't want it there. Or like this plant.
Yeah, earlier we
You
were
don't want it
arguing.
there.
I know.
No, this one's cool. She was talking shit about this other one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
I didn't
move
see
the
that.
plant.
She was just like, why is that there? Why? And I was just like, damn, leave my plant alone. I was like,
Yeah, that's cool. I'm like,
yeah, well, you see?
even our plant, like I had
Don't,
plants too, and he was
no.
like, Angel was like, bro, get that shit out. Get that shit out.
plant
There's
hater.
just one thing
Bro,
that,
don't stroke
that
his
me
ego.
and George get so mad that he does all the time and that he brings up, and we
Oh.
always tell him stop. Like you're gonna make us look like nerds, like geeks. He always talks about WWE.
Oh.
You guys know
Or wrestling,
WWE?
Yeah,
professional
wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah,
he
we used
always
to
wants to
wrestle.
put little action figures on the shelves or like talk about WWE. I'm like,
I have
Efren.
my own like
He has his
world
own
heavyweight,
world heavyweight
champion belt,
champion,
and I wanted
and,
to put
like-
it on top of like the couch, and they took it down like so many times.
Oh.
Like,
Damn.
And then like episodes, he comes in wearing them. Like Efren, you gotta take that shit off, bro. Like you're making us look bad right now.
Emotional
man.
attachment to
Yeah,
that.
it's like, bro.
No,
Like, we
shout
tell
out,
him.
shout out WWE. That had a huge part of my childhood.
yeah, I
see-
still love it, man. I still rock with it.
I was
still
wrestling
love it.
motherfuckers in the trampoline.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
jumpers. Yeah, like
Yeah,
old jumpers.
Yeah,
bro.
but he loves, like, he studies it and
I
everything. He
bet, I
wanted to
bet.
get into wrestling, like, take wrestling school
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
wanna
Steroids
do
and all that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and like every time he brings up the other, we're like, oh my god, bro, not this guy again with this
They
conversation.
always shun it out. Like they always shun it out. And there's a lot of like a lot of moments too where like maybe Angel like they doesn't think like that. Like if I say a topic, he's like, oh, it didn't hit, and he cuts it out.
Yeah, because
And I'm like to me, I'm like, you sure you want to cut that out? I feel like that's gonna like blow up. And he's like,
Like
no,
it-
it didn't make sense. And I'm like, all right, that's some things that get me heated, but like I just let it slide. It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
because we for our podcast we film for an hour, but we cut it down to like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people's attention span is very short.
Yeah.
Now-
So
Nowadays,
something
like nowadays.
something I noticed, like when I was studying other people's podcasts, is like I would watch it for like 10 minutes, and then I got bored, and the whole
Yeah.
episode's like fucking an hour.
Right.
So I was like, you know
For
what?
me, it's like the other way around. I love like long podcasts.
Really?
I
I
think
was
it really
like,
depends.
I shower, like I get ready.
there's a lot.
I'll
There's a
listen
lot
to
of
the whole
different. Yeah,
podcast.
there's a lot of differences.
Yeah,
That's
and
what-
like for me, it was more like if I make it short, people are gonna want more. You know, they're gonna want to
yeah.
come back and try to watch
I like
more.
that, yeah.
So we come up with a bunch of topics, we talk it out, and then we film for like an hour or two, and then we cut it down.
Cool. Yeah.
Because sometimes some conversations can be like funny, and then some of them can be like, okay, we went on too long
You
on
said
that
that was
conversation.
useless.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
boring. Like, let's cut it out. You know.
Yeah,
So we-
I wanted to talk about since it's like spooky season. I think this will be like uploaded like in October. I mean, we are in October, but towards the end.
Yeah.
So like the 31st maybe.
So let's get
We'll
spooky
see.
with it.
Yeah, let's get spooky, bitches.
Okay.
And-
So I'm like, I was
and,
thinking.
in honor of you guys' podcast as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about like scary stories in general. So like me and my brothers, we've experienced some like small paranormal things at our house back then.
yeah.
Fucked up shit.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Evan,
some
no.
fucked up shit, really.
Where the house at? We gotta go
They're
film
here
there.
right
Nah,
now.
dude, nah, man.
No,
I feel like
so-
I've experienced some weird
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a story where we experienced some like weird things together.
together
Like,
too. Yeah.
yeah, it's always like together. It was like once we were like living at an apartment in like Ventura, and our parents would work late nights. They were working at a bar at that time, so like they'd come home like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So we would like do dumb things like while we're at it. Like, when we
Oh,
were, like,
this is kind of
home.
where actually it's funny you say that. This is kind of where our interest to like making content came
Yeah.
alive because we were home alone and we had phones, so we'd record.
We had the Razor phone, his Razor phone.
Oh, okay.
and what we started doing was record like we liked America's Funniest Videos a lot.
Oh
my
so we would try to
God.
make a funny video like accidental, but not
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
were like, oh, this is a situation. We're hoping someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so we'd always do some really,
But we
really
would get
dumb
hurt. I'd be
things.
like, oh.
We would get hurt. It would be so
like
dumb.
they put me in a red bucket once, and then Paul had to jump over me, and Alan was filming, and then his foot like hit my nose, and I
Oh.
started
Yeah, smash your
bleeding.
Damn, what the heck? Where's that footage at? I want to see
Put that
that.
footage right now.
On the race.
No, put it on the screen. Put it on the screen. No, you know what? There's a lot of that phone's somewhere. Actually, I
Yeah.
gotta find that
It's in
phone.
the
Yeah,
red
we
bucket.
tried to do that too. Like one time we tied a rope behind a car and we were skateboarding and they were pulling on like driving,
Oh my
pulling
gosh.
on.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved with that
And
one.
you're thinking like, oh, the skateboarder's gonna fall and like eat shit. And I
Right.
was recording behind the car, like in the car, like in the trunk recording. I ended up falling off, and I broke my camera and stuff because I fell. And I was like, fuck, that sucks.
Yeah.
So-
That
one.
sucks.
Funny.
But
All right, let's get it. Some scary
Um,
stories.
oh yeah, so what had happened was it was probably like 10 a.m. We were just like chilling in the living room trying to make videos, I guess. And we had like our laundry set up on the washer and the dryer.
No.
Was it
You
that
missed
one?
The laundry was leaned up against a corner of our wall.
like a corner
So it's like a pile of laundry, and
Yeah.
you have a bucket, and it's kind of like leaning on the wall so it doesn't fall. You know what I'm saying? So it's leaning back, right?
Yeah. And then we had a dog, and you know how dogs detect like ghosts,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
So our dog would bark at the hallway a lot.
Yeah.
And this one night, she was barking at the
At the
clothes.
corner, corner of
yeah.
where the clothes is at, and she was going crazy.
She was like, "Ah!" like
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy, bro.
What kind
And
of
then,
dog was
like,
it? What kind of dog was it?
You know those Mexican dogs?
The white crusty one.
Oh, you guys had one of those.
Curly hair,
Yeah.
mop ass
Rest
dog.
in peace, Molly.
Rest in peace.
I
She was a
miss
trooper,
her.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was one of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she was barking.
She was barking and barking, and then I think it just felt like domino effect, like boop, 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 right? Something like that.
No. So
happened.
the clothes is leaning back, and I go to the living room to kind of check out what's going on, and I see her barking. And I'm like, hey, like, ¿qué traes? Like, what's wrong? You know? And then she looked back at me, and she looks back, and she starts barking at the corner again. And I'm like,
He's like, you ain't seen this?
and I
You ain't
was,
seen this?"
yeah, she was literally like, bro, come on, like, and I was just like, what? So I get closer, and when I got closer, the clothes is leaning back, so that's why in my head it trips me out more. So the clothes is leaning back, and it all flies forward, like trying to hit my dog. Like,
Oh,
you know, my dog was
shoot.
there, my dog dodged it, and she ran to the room. She started like, you know, like goes to the room, and I
She's
was
like,
like,
fuck that, huh?
I was like, and I ran right behind her. I slammed the door and locked it, and I was just like,
Wow.
yo, what just happened? You know, like, I was mind blown. And my brother and sister, we all stayed in the room. Like, we were
Yeah.
scared as hell. Like, no one leaves us straight to
Waiting
my
for
parents
mom
at
and
home.
dad, yeah. Oh. There was another time, it was another apartment. We were sleeping in the same room, it was bunk beds. And we were just like talking about, I don't know, I think we were talking about scary stories, and we were like in a circle. And so like we laugh, and you know how there's like this awkward moment when it's like just silence?
Mm-hmm.
It was all silent, and we hear like, shh. We're like, oh fuck, and then we see the cross because
Our cross
cross
flies off the
flips.
wall, bro.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, that one was messed up, bro.
We're like,
He said that was messed
that one was
up.
messed up,
All
bro.
right,
I was
so
like,
yeah,
not
so that's
Diosito, bro.
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
no-
like a movie right there. I
Yeah,
swear. What
bro,
the heck?
yeah, it was weird,
It
man.
felt like right where like the cross was like over there, and then our bunk bed was like far away from it.
Just so you get kind of like an image of like how the cross was pinned, like a cross. It was not that heavy. It was like a wooden little cross, but there, it has that little string around it to hold it, and it was
Yeah.
a nail like halfway in, and it's just hanging off the nail. You know, like super.
Yeah.
And the cross like gave like if it's someone like, I don't know, it gave like a spin and it flew off the nail.
Oh.
That's why it was so trippy. It wasn't like
we
When was this?
ran.
this was when we lived in Whittier. We lived in
Yeah.
Whittier and we were in
That's
some
another
apartments.
apartment.
How old are you guys?
I was in middle school, so maybe like 14.
I was in elementary school. It was
Dang.
scary.
That was
I think our
trippy.
parents were home that night, so
And
we
they were
went,
home
we
because
ran
we
to our
ran
parents.
out of the room like, oh, you know, we were
Yeah.
tripping out.
They're like,
and they were
"¿Qué
like, ¿qué traen, qué
pasó?"
pasó, qué traen? You know, we were like we told them, and they were like,
Like-
yeah, literally, bro, literally.
You
So
know,
No,
just
my
saying.
mom was just like, oh, it's a light, it's a light. I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
it's not.
Breeze up in it.
I ain't tripping, bro.
Strong ass
No,
light.
and then that same apartment where we had the dog in like Ventura.
That was Ventura, yeah.
We would have a lot of like scary stuff happen there, cause at night, like it was 1 a.m. Our parents weren't home. We would watch scary.
We'd
kids.
mess our own mental up, honestly.
Yeah,
We
we
start
would.
watching things and we start like getting so
Yeah.
like,
Some
hyper.
scenes, yeah.
That's angel right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started like Oh yeah, so we were watching those, and I was pouring my dog like food, and like in the bowl, it was like kind of like a transparent bowl, so you could see behind you like the reflections.
The reflective bowls.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was serving food in the room, and then I see a face behind me. I was like, "Oh hell no!" And I ran out, and I told my mom. She didn't believe me. It was so scary.
What did you see though? Like
It was just a white face and like black and black, and it was just like smiling. I was so scared. I was like, "Oh my god!" And
How
I
old were you?
ran. I was elementary school, so it was like.
Do you guys
10.
believe her that she saw that?
Nah,
I do believe it, bro, because that specific apartment we were living in, just real quick before I want to get you guys to tell some stories.
All right.
That specific apartment we lived in, bro, my parents one time went out, right? They went out with their homies, and they came back, and we were still up. It was like 2 a.m. They came back from the bars, like we were drinking and stuff, and they were like talking about something on their phone. They were like, "Oh, it's trippy." They were looking at it. I was like, "What is it? What is it?" And they did that thing where they're like, "Nah, we'll tell you tomorrow because you're gonna get scared."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, I want to know now," you know. And I was being like annoying. I'm like, "Nah, show me."
Necio.
And they
Yeah.
were like, "Dude, like, nah," you know. And I was like, "Show me." They were like, "All right, but if you can't sleep later, you know."
It's
And I
on
was like,
you.
"It's not that messed up, you know. Like, come on." Now, like, I watch scary videos. Like, I was like, "I won't be that messed up." So they show me, and it's a picture of my. So they took a group
Oh, it
picture.
was dad. I remember.
Yeah, it was my dad and my
That's
mom
scary.
and the couple, right? The couple they were with. And my dad was like smiling, but his eyes like very purple, like really under it, like weird, like purplish. And behind him, there's like a girl, like a fifth person, and she's like
Like she
behind my
peeked
dad's
out.
neck, and it's for some reason it's affecting how my dad looks in the picture.
What the fuck?
Like he looks like I told him, I'm like, bro, you look like the devil in that
Yeah, he
picture.
looks
Like you
like
look trippy
demonic.
as
It
hell.
was scary.
And this thing coming out of him, like out of his neck, is like a women shaped figure. And she had her mouth open, like I don't know. It was very creepy, bro,
Alan,
because I could see it. I
ew.
could see it.
You guys have a
And
picture or no?
It's on Facebook somewhere. I'm gonna try my hardest to find it just because
Yeah.
we talked about it now.
Yeah.
But they put it
Damn,
on
that's
Facebook,
fucking
and you can't
crazy.
see it on Facebook as much as you can see it on their phone.
Yeah, it was
On the phone, they were like, "Yo, like this is almost." You know, it's like almost
Yeah.
like she was
That's
there,
scary.
but then on
Whoa.
Facebook, it's kind of like just a shadowy
Very
little
vivid.
thing. So, you know, I don't know. Ever since that, I was like, we started experiencing weirder things in the house. So I was just like, I feel like it has something to do with it.
Did you experience anything at the house, Paul?
By myself? No, honestly, just usually when they were there and stuff like that, I'd always be like, just focus on my video games. And like, I just,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
like-
I don't mind. Like, I would just get away from that.
It's like a bee hunt. You can't.
Yeah,
like,
like,
don't provoke them.
honestly, like if you believe it more, it's gonna attack you more.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I just be
Yeah.
like, nah.
Leave
He's a
it.
smart man. He's a smart man.
So
Like it. I like
he's
him.
the character that stays alive to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was gonna say you guys should believe it because Efren's seen that same face before too.
Ooh.
In our backyard.
That's wild.
It
That
was
is
more
wild.
that face. I actually seen it in my sleep paralysis.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually had sleep paralysis in this building. I feel
Oh,
like this
yeah.
building sometimes.
Talk about what happened.
This building feels like it
This
has
building.
shit, bro.
talk
Did you see
about-
that?
I actually look weird
You
already.
saw-
The mirror right there. Like, what?
That is some of the ugliest wall. That wall alone is scary as hell.
It's scary as
It's just
hell.
ugly as hell.
Tell him what happened to you. That was
Well,
scary. Go.
Oh, finish your story. Finish your story. I don't want to be like.
All right. Well.
Oh yeah. Huh.
So basically, what like to me, what I see is like I feel and see like paranormal or like ghostly things, and my mom has that too. So I don't know if it passed down. It probably is. That's probably what it is.
That's why we're like, when Efren sees something, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go. Like,
You
you
gotta
seen
pray.
shit.
He has a
Yeah.
sixth sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
like in my sleep paralysis, I remember seeing like a similar face to that because I was it was at the night where we filmed that scary shit video of
The little girl in the sewer.
and
That's
that camera,
weird how
that
we
thing
saw
happened
the
to our
same
camera.
face.
And I remember I was asleep, and I fell asleep on my side, and I remember like just like feeling like a presence like in my room, and I was like I had some like I just had like a whole weird vibe of like just being fear, and I was like, dude, what like if I open my eyes, I feel like something's gonna be there. And then I felt like this thing that was in my room was trying to work its way up to like me seeing it. So in a way, like I feel like it tried to like control like my mind in a way, because an image of my head popped up, and in that image I saw a white face and black eyes, and its mouth was black, but his mouth was open wide, like really wide open. And he was just like looking, and as soon as I saw that face, immediately I couldn't move. Like immediately I couldn't move, and I was like that, and I was like, what, like fuck, I'm having a sleep paralysis. I already knew. I was like, dude, I'm having a sleep paralysis. And of course, me and Angel are sharing a room, so he's bottom bunk and I'm top bunk, and I was like, fuck, I can't move. All I can do was breathe, and so I started breathing really, really loud so Angel can hear me, but this fucking asshole had the earphones on.
Bro, I hate when they don't hear you.
So I was just like like that, just breathing like really, really loud, seeing like if he can act like at least like hear me or anything, react to it. But he couldn't hear me, so like I closed my eyes because I was like, if I look up, it's gonna be there. Like I for sure knew it. I knew what I saw in my mind was gonna be in my room or somewhere around there. Because when you have sleep paralysis, it's gonna be there. And like I was like this, I was just breathing really loud, and like so like I felt like it felt like 30 minutes or 20 minutes to me. Like it felt like forever.
That's long.
And I was like, dude, like when is this shit gonna stop and all that? And out of nowhere, I just started moving like my finger, and I was like,
going
okay.
back to you.
I was like, okay. And like when I moved my finger, I started moving again. I was like, okay, I'm good. And then like everything like just felt quiet. It felt like a movie. It felt like very suspenseful. And like when that happened, like when it hit the climax, like it just like it got quiet. And I was like, am I good? Am I good? And I was like, and my first words were, Angel? And he was like, what? And I was like, you fucking asshole. I was like, I just had sleep paralysis. and he just got up. He got up from the bottom bunk and he peeked out. He was like just like you could barely see his eyes. He's like, are you for real?
It was not like that. It was funny because.
And I was like, bro, dude, I just have sleep paralysis. Like, bro, like, did you not hear me breathe? He's like, oh, I had my earphones on. And I was like, bro.
No, it's because the way he reacted was funny because I was laying down with my dog and I had like AirPods in. And then I was changing the song. And I hear him go, Angel, I just have sleep paralysis. I'm like, what?
No, I was quiet.
No,
I remember being quiet. I remember being hella quiet, bro. I was like, Angel,
I just have sleep paralysis. I was like, oh my
did
God.
you not
So I
hear
got
me
up
breathe?
and I checked up on him. We turned on the lights and stuff.
He was like, are you for real? Like, did you really have sleep paralysis? Like, yeah. And of course, Christian boys were like, let's just pray.
I got
and
scared.
we'll
I was
be
like,
all right.
that shit better not come to me.
But
Like, I'm
I
trying to
think-
sleep tonight.
For me, the worst thing about sleep paralysis is trying to go back to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Because you're
Always, bro. That's
you
how
ha-
I felt too.
You have
Always,
that
yeah.
fear of seeing it again.
Yeah,
And
man.
that was my biggest fear that whole night. I felt like I didn't fall asleep. Like I woke up that night like feeling that morning feeling like I didn't
Like you didn't
sleep
go
at
to
all.
sleep, right? Yeah.
And I was like, dude, throughout that whole night, I was like, dude, like all I can hear was my heart pounding
Yeah.
and my ears ringing. I was like, dude, I can't
That's
go to
literally
sleep.
how I was feeling, bro. Literally, like
Yeah.
it literally feels like your body's just sizzling, like, but you
Mhm.
can't move. It's such a weird thing. Like,
Yeah.
it makes my heart like almost like anxiety. Exactly,
Uh-huh.
like anxiety just make my heart
When-
boom, boom, boom.
When you had
boom,
sleep
boom.
paralysis, did you see anything in the room?
Nah, but I've heard like I feel like literally like how you like something's feeling closer and how
Mhm.
closer and closer, like it makes my heart like even more, like you can feel like it feels like you're sensing it.
Yeah.
And like I was like I'm like if you look in that room, there was like a little couch there,
Mhm.
and I had like a bag right there on the ground. Literally like I swear, bro, I heard the bag like feel like someone was just like slowly like moving it. So I was just
Yeah.
like, literally what I did, close my eyes, like be like, go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Like, go to sleep. You don't want to see this. Go to
Yeah.
sleep. Like, literally. Like, there's nothing else you want to do.
There's
but
nothing you can't do.
you're,
And I'm just like,
literally,
oh man, please, like I don't want to see it. Like I did not want to see that.
literally,
I know how you feel,
swear,
bro.
And that's, I believe you. Like, I really believe you because I was like,
Yeah.
I felt that shit. Like, oh man.
And
It's such a.
Another thing that I see also like that's like 24/7 is kind of like I wouldn't want to say Slender Man, but it's like what I basically see.
Slender Man's real?
You see the long guy in the corner, right?
But
What
it's
the
not in the
fuck?
corner. It's because of my.
But
and
he's
my
all black, right?
It's all black, but he has a white face.
Yeah.
White face, and like
You
I
seen
remember.
it or what?
No. I've read up like people see the same person, and he's
What
like
fuck?
he's like big, long.
So the thing
Yeah.
is, like for our household, like we prayed over it with our pastors and all that. So we believe that nothing can get in our like around our gate and around inside our
Dude,
house.
and it's true because for me, like when I have sleep paralysis, like last time I had a really bad sleep paralysis, and I started feeling someone start crawl up on me, and I was like, hell no! It just
Damn.
started crawling up on. I felt it like jump up and started crawling up on me.
So,
But it was like coming
You
out of
tryna
the
get free,
wall,
bro?
and I was like, Padre nuestro que estás. I started praying, and so for me to get out of my sleep paralysis, I always wiggle my toes or my fingers, and it's easier for me to like
Yeah.
start getting out of it.
that's one of the ways to do
Yeah,
that.
so then I started trying to move, but it kept grabbing like my face and like opening my mouth. It was so
Whoa.
scary,
Whoa, that's
and I
weird.
felt like I don't know. I felt like tense, It was very scary. So once I woke up out of it, like I grabbed my Bible and I started praying, and it just hasn't bothered me.
You slept with your
since.
Bible, huh? You
Stay away
were
from
No, I
me,
did. The Bible
please.
was on me like this the whole night. Like I didn't care. I was like,
real one right
May
there.
you the
Yeah, come
power
with
of
that egg,
Christ
I'm telling
compel
you.
you.
That
Yeah,
little egg that will throw you.
That one, that thing that I was mentioning is like, I see it not in my backyard, but my neighbor's backyard. So like my backyard, and then like you can see like there's a fence and like you can see their house and their backyard also, but it's that tall that you can see it over their fence. And my window, like when you open the window, you can see my backyard and their backyard too.
Right.
So every night, like not every night, but every once in a while, like their backyard light turns on. And when their backyard light turns on, I see that thing, like just standing there, just like I feel like it's almost
he's
like
like,
looking
I may
at
not
me.
be in your house, but I'm outside.
Yeah, he's like,
Pull
I
up.
can't come in, but I know you can see me. Like, I know you can see me.
And Efren be like, fuck. Angel, close the window. I see that motherfucker out there. I'm like, I'm just like, what the fuck?
It comes to a point where I get annoyed by the things that I see.
Yeah.
Like it comes to a point where like I see something and Angel like, you good? I'm like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Like it
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
I feel like
annoys
that's
the shit out of me.
Personally, I feel like that's the best way. Kind of, like fight over it instead of
Yeah.
getting scared. Because I feel like if you do get scared, genuinely,
Just start
you're gonna
winning.
like for
Yeah,
real.
it's like a
like,
pit bull.
He's gonna
It's
like
yeah,
it.
like he's gonna fucking
gonna
love
be
that
like,
shit.
he
I
ain't
swear.
scared.
He's
I
like,
like
you
that.
scared?
Just
Yeah,
use
so
them.
I remember the first time I seen it, I was it was in my backyard actually. The first time I've ever seen it, because we have a blue bin in the backyard where it has like stupid stuff in there. Like I put storage in, but the bin is tall. It's really tall. I remember I went outside and I was on FaceTime with my homie and I was like, I'm gonna take out the cans, just throw it away. And I remember I froze up and I seen only its face peeking out from the bin. It was just like that. And I ran inside. And that was the first time I've ever seen it. And I told my dad, I was like, hey, this happened. And he was like, let's pray. And since that day, it's in that backyard, my neighbor's backyard.
Yeah,
So.
I remember this one time. I was laying down on the couch, and we have a hallway, and then at the end of the hallway is our room. And I remember I was watching the Mexico versus USA game. Fucking Mexico lost.
Fucking intense.
They got destroyed.
Boy,
and
yeah.
I was like, man, I don't want to watch it no more. So I got up to go charge my phone and be in my room. And I go in there. My parents are in there like praying heavily, like praying super loud. That shit scared me. And they're
too. I
praying,
was like, no.
and they're praying in there, right? And I was like, what the fuck? What are you guys in here? Like, what are you guys praying for? Get out, And then they were like, no, like we saw something. I was like, what did you guys see?
In your room?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I guess so me and Efren have this like tendency of like leaving the fan on or leaving something on in our room. And my dad was like, the electricity bill, turn that shit off. So my mom was walking by to our room, like, quick by, to see if our fan is on or something. And she said that she saw a glimpse of a lady holding a baby, like peeking over, like trying to peek like into the living room.
Oh.
And like as soon as my mom saw her, like the lady went back.
Oh.
And my mom got really scared, and she she told my dad like, hey, something's in the room. And my dad went in and they started praying. That's why they were in there praying. And I like as soon as they left, I was like, this bitch was in here, like, are you dead ass? Like, what the fuck? I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, let me
Like,
talk to her.
yeah, I was like holding a baby and
That
like,
whole week, since I I said I see things, that whole week I was so scared to go to be anywhere near my room because I was like, bro, one of these days it's gonna be dark. I'm gonna be alone and I'm gonna see
gonna
it and it's
find
gonna look
out,
at me
yeah.
too and I'm gonna be like, fuck out of here, bitch. Like,
Unless she's
Yeah.
fine. If she's fine and has a kid, it's all right.
maybe Milfy.
Right, Milfy?
yeah. But the thing, my mom said it wasn't like a baby. It was like a kid, like holding a real kid.
Just a baby.
Like not even like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old
It's a
kid.
straight
Like
baby.
a son,
Yeah,
like a
like-
boy.
Like a boy, not even a baby. Like, yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah,
and then
it was
I remember
creepy.
this other incident we had. We used to live in an old house in San Bernardino, and I haven't even told this story before, so you guys are gonna hear it first. So I remember my parents told me that there was this one time, it was late at night, and they were feeling weird like for a whole week, and there was like little things happening in the room. And we had a dog in the backyard who used to bark at this corner at this certain time all the time. Just always barks like around 3, 4 in the morning.
Right.
Like loud as fuck. And the crazy part is that dog is the most like amazing dog you can have. Like it won't attack
kind-hearted.
anybody. So kind. It won't bark at anybody. Like squirrels
It would
and
befriend a
raccoons
squirrel, yeah.
be coming eating his food. He just lets them. He doesn't do anything.
He cool
chill.
with it?
Hear him and bark, that aggressive was pretty like shocking for us.
Okay.
And one time, my mom said that my mom and my dad were laying down in bed, and all of a sudden they felt like the bed shaking,
Oh,
and then they got
yeah.
up thinking it was an earthquake, but there was no like sign of an earthquake.
Right.
And then the TV turned off, like midway, like they were like trying to figure out what's going on, and all of a sudden they felt like the bed being pulled and then slammed into the wall.
Yeah.
And like they hit their head and everything. They got super scared and they ran out.
I remember mom telling me that and saying
Remember
that
that?
they saw something like it was more like a witch. Like a witch got in the house.
no. Yeah.
Like, it was like ugly and had like a black hood on and everything. I
And
remember
then they
that.
had a walk-in closet too. And my mom said sometimes some nights like she heard giggling in the closet, and like boys giggling. And we were younger, so she thought it was us in there like playing around, playing hide and seek or just goofing around. And like she would open and there was nobody in there. So like little shit like that would scare her.
Yeah,
You
shout-
saw the vibe change. Like nobody's all like quiet now. That's how
I
it
was
feels.
scared.
Like we're
Shout out
my
my mom
God.
and dad because they
held it
like
down.
they shunned that out from probably like our lives as much as possible because a lot of
Nice.
things there's a lot of stories that they told us like around that time where they're being haunted by stuff like that before they turned into like being Christians. There was a lot of things like that happening and I really do appreciate them.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Someone hacking someone up.
Let me go complain.
someone else.
No,
I'm
but
scared.
I want to appreciate I appreciate my mom and dad because they
Oh, yeah.
tried their best to shun that out from us, but
Nice.
you know we're doing scary shit now, and you know
Now,
We're welcome
now-
to back
now
in.
we're bringing it back.
yeah, that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the Insidious movies, right?
Oh, damn.
It's kind of cool, but you know
It's kind of
kinda
cool.
it's kind of scary too.
No, yeah, definitely, man. Man, that's crazy. You guys believe in aliens?
Aliens?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
hell
mean
yeah.
they're real now, right?
Right? Nah, the government said so.
No, yeah.
They've always been real. They just you know the
Right,
government
nah.
finally made it official, and they thought like supposedly they try to like you know cover it up because they thought the American people were gonna go crazy, or the people were going crazy. They said it out loud. Nothing
We don't
happened.
care. We all knew.
Everyone's
knew.
like, the gas prices are expensive. Let's
Yeah.
worry about that.
Yeah, they're like, let's worry about real problems.
My
like,
truck hitting 100 now. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
So,
life
real
problem.
quick, you guys, I want to just kind of tread back a little bit more. So, this all scary story stuff, like, what is it something that you guys have had guests that do like have gone through things or anything like that?
Wait, what do you mean? Like,
Like a guest that was like, oh, this happened to me in my house or something. I don't know, like.
oh yeah,
with their own-
every guest that we bring on, we
Has
always tell
had
them they have
something?
any scary
Yeah.
stories and stuff,
damn.
and they
What's the-
always have
what's
some
the worst
pretty
one?
crazy. The worst one?
Or what's the best one? If
The
anything?
best one, I think it would have to be, who was it?
Shoot, that's a good question.
A lot of them told, yeah, that's a good question. A lot of them tell.
All right, who we got? Who we got? We have Joey. Joey didn't say anything.
Joey said something about Mexico, but it wasn't that scary.
Hey,
but it was
the
pretty
Mexico
creepy.
ones
He
are
talking about
scary.
cartel or
Wait,
like,
wait, wait.
well, we're talking about like paranormal, buddy.
Let's stay on that Mexico stuff real quick. Where are you guys from? What part of Mexico? You guys are Mexican, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
part?
Mexican American, first
Mexican
generation.
American, right? Okay.
And,
Where are your parents from?
Our dad is from Oaxaca,
Okay.
and our mom's from Nayarit.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Because I heard you say the lechuzas earlier.
Yeah.
And that's like a very like
Very urban legend.
urban legend.
and-
Very
Yeah, that's-
Mexican.
yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I wonder where you guys are from because I know that people are from Michoacan.
Yeah.
They specifically know about the lechuzas because there's these stories about like 7-foot owls that like would.
What the fuck?
And they're witches supposedly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's the thing. So when people would see these owls, they'd freak the fuck out, right? Like it was like
I got a good story
bad
from
signs.
Oaxaca.
Yeah,
Oh,
we went to
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca
Hold on,
last
hold on,
year.
hold on.
No,
I got-
we did a documentary out
Yeah.
there asking the old folks their most scary stories. Bro, those guys lived through some crazy shit back in the day.
Because in Oaxaca it's more like a little pueblo. It's like a little
Right.
pueblo. It's very tiny. It's just very like to themselves.
It'd be the pueblos too.
And my dad grew up there, and he took us. And I remember my grandparents telling me this story about this like city, and so basically this is how the story goes. Let me give you the rundown about it because it tripped me out like when I first heard it. So it was back in the day, you know, probably like 50s or 40s, and the pueblo was just barely being made. So it was all puro terreno. Till this day, it's kind of more terreno, same thing. But my grandpa told this story about this this kid, who at that time was had a best friend, and they were, you know, pretty good together. And they went out and about, you know, going to go have fun. They were kids, and they went out to this like, you know, this terreno, and in this place, one of the kids got lost, and he went missing for almost like how many like months,
Like
Couple months?
like a couple weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, he went
Couple
went
weeks.
missing a couple weeks.
And he came back, and they were like, "What happened to you? Like you've been missing." I think it was like 3 months, Angel.
Was it?
It was like 3 months. He came back 3 months later, And they're like, what happened to you? Like, you've been missing for 3 months. He was like, I only been gone for an hour. And and they're like, well, where'd you go? And he was like, well, when I went to this place, all of a sudden, like the grass like was gone, everything goes like, and I saw this big city, like it looked futuristic. He said, I saw cans, I saw playgrounds, I saw big buildings, tall buildings,
Colorful buildings.
very very colorful buildings, and like, and I was there for only like 20 minutes, and I came back, and everyone was saying that I've been gone for 3 months.
Whoa.
And what tripped me out the most is that when I went to Oaxaca, my grandparents walked me to that place, and now where that's at, it's where the city where he talked about.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So the
he's-
city that he was talking about was an apartment complex where it had like it looked like it was barely being like no, it's already made, but it had tall buildings, very tall buildings, a playground, and it all looked very like kind of more like futuristic in a way. But in Mexico's way, you know,
Yeah.
and that was the most trippiest thing ever. Like I was like, no way, like we saw what he was talking about.
Right. That
So,
is
yeah.
crazy. We're gonna go into one more break
All right.
before
Alright,
wrapping
then,
up this
for sure.
podcast. So let's get it.
One more break.
One more break.
Madre, take 3.
All right. Well, we're back now. Let's final segment of the podcast. I would say. I wanted. So we were in the first podcast we talked about. We talked about like some like relatable things that maybe you guys have heard, like some quotes.
Okay.
Ponte las pilas.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Or just,
like,
like,
you know what I'm saying,
little-
like shit, like the things that our
Yeah.
parents would say.
Little
Okay.
Is there
moments.
some like phrases or things that your parents said to you guys that kind of stuck to you, with like maybe trauma or like throughout like or just motivational things or like those funny like Mexican or Latino
Like,
like,
it's a little traumatic, but like it works now.
Yeah.
I think-
Well, for us, it was more. My parents were very supportive in
That's
doing
great.
our YouTube and everything.
That's
like,
great.
Yeah, that's good.
I know a lot of like influencers. They'd be like, "Oh, my parents didn't support me. They didn't understand and all this." Our parents, they
Hell
were more
no.
like,
yeah, my parents were on that. Bro.
yeah,
They were
our
like,
parents
bro,
were more
we
like, all right,
support.
what do you guys need? They were that in that kind of way, like, what do you guys need and stuff. And then they were more like, if make sure you guys label you guys' business as a business name, for nobody can take it as copyright, like
Nice.
giving us advice. They were very
That's great.
supportive and stuff
Shout out
like
to
that.
the parents that
I know,
actually put it out
especially
there,
my
you
my
know, for their
dad.
kids.
My dad was very supportive. Like he had patience for us because he knew like what we wanted to do and it's gonna take time, and he wasn't like hurry up, you know, we need money and all this. He was very like, you know, do what you need to do. Take your time. I'll help you guys, whatever you guys need.
Dope.
And my mom was very supportive. Like when guests come to the house, my mom's cooking like tamales, making
Ooh.
tortas for the guests to come in. They make
next
waters.
podcast is at your
I'm gonna
pad.
bring your mom.
Like my mom
Agua
makes
frescas,
them
bro.
feel at home and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then
Aw.
they're very supportive. They help us out a lot, and like we love our parents for that. And not just our parents, our whole family too. Like
That's good.
you know, George's parents, they support George too, and his barber and him being on YouTube. They give him advice. So they love it. Like
That's
they
great.
support us a lot.
That's really cool, man.
A lot of things but like relatable things. I feel like for us, because in our household it was our dad like he speaks pretty fluently in Spanish.
Okay.
He doesn't have an accent at all. Like it's more like an American accent because he was born in Oaxaca, but he also grew up here in America.
Okay.
But so he knows English, so we can relate with our dad a lot. But
Okay.
a lot of things is that when we talk to our mom and she like nos regaña, like she gets mad at us, it's like we get scared. Yeah, like, you know, she hits us and all that. But the most scariest thing I think is my dad's pep talks.
Ooh,
I think the
contigo.
most thing that scares me like more than what my mom was like able to do, like to like hit me and all that. The thing that scares me is when my dad is disappointed in me.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
like
think
Those
that's
hit,
the
those
most. I think that's the most that hurts me, cause like
That's when we
my
know
mom-
like
my
oh
mom-
we fucked up.
Yeah.
yeah, my
you
mom
know?
can like yell at me and all that, but when my dad sits down and he just no emotion and just tells me, he's like, I'm ashamed of you. Like you're right now, you're like, I'm disappointed. Like you did wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
That hurts more. That hurts me
Yeah,
more than
'cause,
Yeah.
you know,
my
moms
mom hitting me.
be moms. You know,
Yeah.
they're worried, so they like, you know, they care about you, and they're more like, you know,
Yeah.
they yell at you, they talk to you because they love you.
Yeah.
But when our dad does it to us, like we're like, fuck, we
We're
really
like, we
fucked up.
fucked
up. Yeah,
It's
we
coming
messed
from
up. So
the
that-
big dog. We're like, oh,
I feel like
shit.
some parents can like relate to that because I mean some kids can relate to that because like our dad like he's strict with his words, not with like his
Very
like,
wise with
My
his
mom was
words.
like she's just strict, but my dad like he's really wise, so like he can like he can tell you something and you're like wow, like he's like a coach basically because he was a coach, he was a soccer coach, And he
Oh,
would.
the soccer coaches are crazy.
The soccer coach dad combo.
He got the most out of that.
Soccer
he got
coach
the most out
dad
of that
combo,
one.
crazy for
Yeah,
sure.
man. I remember he used to yell at me all the time when I
¿Qué
used
traes,
to play.
cabrón?
I know.
Yeah.
Córrele.
Because I was always like one of the best players on the team, so he'd always be like, "Go harder, run faster." I'm like, dude, I'm tired, bro. Like,
And you know when we fucked up, because me and Angel and even George, we used to be in a team, and we knew when we fucked up when our dad left and went in the car. Like he chilled in the car. Like we're like, fuck, bro. He don't want to see us no more.
That conversation
Yeah,
like that.
like in the
walked
middle of
out,
the
he-
game.
oh.
Middle of the game. Like we're
Like,
still
the
playing.
disappointment.
He walks away and he goes
We're
to his
just
car.
like,
And we're like,
fuck, we playing like shit right now,
Even
bro.
George's like, bro, we need to do better, bro. We need to step up. Like we
Yeah.
fucked
What
up.
about you guys? Have your parents ever told you guys anything?
What's relatable like with you guys?
Oh, for us,
Because there's 3 of you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are in the
Yeah.
same industry and stuff. So
well, like the thing is, like our parents are separated, but like when we were smaller, they would definitely be like, "Ponte las pilas," or like our dad would like. I just remember yelling.
That's my mom. That's my mom. Ponte las pilas. She's
They're
always been
very
telling me that, bro.
supportive, but
They
they're
are.
also
They
very
really
like
do support
too involved sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, let me do my thing. Like I could be messing up, but I don't need you like breathing down my neck all the time.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
how
'cause
it gets
they're,
sometimes.
They're
yeah.
like in this industry too.
Yeah,
you know, like
they're the ones
creatives.
that got us into it in a way.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, you know, they're like a coach, but like a coach that didn't get over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, all right, bro, like you were my coach in high school. Like, chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And they're just still like trying to be right there. And
Yeah,
which
they,
I
like,
appreciate
nitpick
because
a
they
lot of
definitely
things.
help, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes it's just kind of like, yo, like, not saying I got it, but I'm saying like, let me, you know, like,
Yeah.
I fail, like, it's okay to fail, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'll learn from it.
Another thing I want to ask, like, I know you guys said you guys are street vendors, right? You guys used to do that.
Yeah.
You guys ever had moments where you guys like your parents would yell at you for messing up or something
Bro,
like that?
I hate
My
when they would
dad
yell
was
at us
the
like
one.
in front of people. That was the part that was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, I want to ask you guys because sometimes, like, when me and him get in trouble or something, or I get in trouble or he gets in trouble, or like, I always come and defend him or I help him out or like, you know, ask him if he's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
He does the same thing for me.
Nah, they're not like that.
Oh,
They're
that's-
not- They'll be like, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it.
That's fucked up.
It depends. It depends because there's times where I'm just like, hey, bro, you're getting chewed out. Like,
Yeah,
but,
that's
like
true,
you know,
yeah.
like, it's what it is. What it is. But there would be times where like, if I felt like they were over, like, if my
Stepping in.
specifically my dad,
Yeah,
my
he'll be
dad
stepping
just
over.
wasn't like he'd need to chill out sometimes, you know. So if I felt like he'd ever be
Yeah.
like over, like punishing
He'll
him
like
or
forget
yelling
he's
at
in
him.
public.
Yeah.
And my brother's very like passive, you know. Like I could argue with my dad a little bit more, but my brother's very like quiet.
Paul's
and
more
stuff.
like he like I don't know. He
Yeah.
just has a kinder heart. I
He's
think.
like, he'll take it.
He
yeah,
takes
and
it.
to me it's like unfair. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
it's like you're yelling at like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're doing like you're yelling at
So
someone
for
that's
me,
not
like I'll
defending
tell my
themselves.
dad like, bro, calm down. Like
So
it's
yeah,
not
we try
that
to step
serious.
in when it comes to that. But other than that, kind of be like, yeah, this motherfucker did it. Like,
Yeah, I feel like back then we would blame each other more. I'd be like, no, like I didn't forget the salsa, or like I didn't forget this. It was him.
Yeah, because we had responsibilities. Like someone gets the salsa, someone puts the tables in the car, the other one gets the canopies and all, et cetera, et cetera. So we get to the spot and they're like, "Where's the salsas?" It was like,
no.
well, it wasn't my responsibility.
Freaking
Yeah.
hour drive to get there, and like someone forgets something.
So-
it
But
was
has there ever
over.
been a moment where you guys came together against your parents?
Against my parents.
Or not even against, but like you guys sneak around together, like you guys came to like an agreement, like a plan,
I feel like
work together.
no, kind of not that much. I feel like we
Our
really,
parents weren't that strict.
yeah,
Like,
they weren't like strict to the point where like we couldn't
they've always
do
like been like,
things.
oh, like if we asked to go out, like they'd let us go,
Mm-hmm.
or like we didn't have to like go along with them. Like take your little sister, or, like your little brother. Like it was never
Yeah,
like
fuck
Well,
that.
you
that.
guys didn't. I had to take you
Oh
guys.
yeah. that's-
Yeah, for me too. Like when I was in high school, like I had to go to senior parties or something, and I would go with my friends. My mom would be like, "Are you not gonna take your little brother?" I'm like,
He
That's
acted like
funny.
he didn't want me there.
I was like, I'll be like, well, the good thing is that my friends, their little brothers were his friends.
Oh,
So it
that's the
wasn't
same thing with me and Paul.
Yeah,
like,
so it
at
wasn't a
that
bother
time.
for me to bring him, but the thing was like, you're not gonna take him. Like, I mean, if he wants to come, he come. But wasn't planning on taking him. You know?
No, that's funny.
Yeah,
as hell.
but that's cool. So you guys never like came together, like.
I mean, we keep together collectively, but like, we're in a way we're like overthrow our parents or something like that. I don't think so. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like in a way, we'd always like if we thought our parents were tripping, like nah,
Oh,
like we weren't.
like if
you know?
there's a day where it's like, bro, dad's tripping, don't text him, or like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
like,
we do have that.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
we
or
do
like
have
mom's
Okay.
tripping, like,
Like,
don't tell
hey,
her this or
that.
that.
Yeah, like hey, mom,
Yeah, we
like
do
wants
that
to know
a
where
lot.
I'm at, like
oh
chill.
yeah.
Stuff like that, like hey, like you know.
But
yeah.
it's not like
Say you
sneaking
don't know.
around.
Yeah.
And we're not sneaking, but it's kind of like sometimes they just be too on our necks about things. And
Yeah.
we're just like, all right, like.
and we're
hey,
like, we need a break.
Yeah,
like-
or my dad's just like been asking for me like a bunch, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants me to help him with something.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind helping him, but there's times where like. We all have like a very crazy schedule, like all of us in our family. Like
We're,
we're
like,
always
everywhere.
every day, like we're all doing something that's kind of like it.
Do you guys ever take the time to like spend time together?
Yeah, we actually, I feel like we do. I feel
Yeah.
like we do.
As
It
a
doesn't happen
family,
as often.
no.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but I feel like
Us three,
we
yeah.
all take time to like be like, all right, I'm gonna go kick it with my sister. Or,
Okay.
like,
Or like with my mom, I think.
oh yeah, like we do like, or I'll take like
My
I
mom
feel like
cooks a lot.
individually, all together, it's kind of tough because our schedules are all over the place.
Yeah, because I remember I saw a video you guys made where your mom was like, "Oh, todos júntate para tomar una foto," and you guys were like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I
we
love
were
that video. It was
Vegas.
so funny.
That was
That
funny.
was funny. I was
I
like,
love
dude,
that
I
one.
can relate to that. That
No,
was
my
funny.
mom is. Oh my god, my mom is such a Facebook mom.
Una
bro.
funny,
No.
una funny,
Una funny, una funny. We're just like, what?
My
Like,
mom's a character. That's the
bro, my
thing.
mom is
Like,
Yeah.
That's-
like
that's
she's,
our mom, too.
she's
My
a
mom too.
Facebook
My mom was
mom.
like, "No wanna tomar fotos." ¿Y las fotos qué? I'm like, "Mom, you gotta live in
She
the
gets
moment."
so
Like, you
mad
can't
when we
just
don't take pictures. We're like, bro,
I know.
like, and she dogs on him because like you're a you're a photographer and you don't take pictures.
Oh,
like,
she
and we're
told
like,
us.
I'm
bro,
just like,
bro,
Mom,
like,
there's moments where I don't want to pick up a camera.
we have a
you know?
camera at 24/7.
Do you,
Like,
feel,
can we
do you
chill?
feel like some type of like kind of bad when you don't take the picture?
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
I
fuck, I
remember
guess, you know.
Dude, I
like-
We went to
Yeah.
our first screening. It was what movie was it we watched? What it
What
was?
movie?
Oh, it was a movie called Missing.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
missing, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we went to our first screening. We were so like, wow, we're our first screen watching a movie. Got free popcorn, everything. We were there, and then we got home. We told our parents. He's like, "Tomaron fotos?" I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, "No,
Oh
I
my
didn't."
gosh.
¿Y por qué no vas? Tienes fotos en todo.
I
I'm
know,
like,
my mom gets
"Fuck."
mad.
Like,
We're like, no, we didn't take pictures. Because I took him to a screening too.
Mhm.
And she's like, ¿y las fotos? And I'm like, no, we didn't take pictures. She's like, muy mal. I'm like,
yeah,
oh my
I was just like,
God.
"Mom, you gotta live in the moment."
She
Yeah.
yells, bro. My mom yells at us for not taking pictures. We're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like we can't go back now. Like, you want me to go back and go
My
take
mom
pictures? I'll
takes
go
it
get ready.
personal.
Yeah.
Like, she'll be like, ah. And she'll like ignore us. She's like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to take it anymore. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
same here.
Mom.
Have you guys ever had like a cool like memory? All you guys together, like a fam, like a cool little memory you guys spent together, like a crazy moment you guys had together.
I think.
Selling tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had a lot of moments.
Has there been a
with the
moment where
street
like
food
you guys
stuff.
fought together against somebody, or like a moment where you guys saw something crazy?
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm
You guys
gonna-
stole something together.
Yeah,
or,
I
like,
think once, still they're in our, I think life, you know, but like one of our, I guess, cousins, you could say. Yeah, we were like arguing and he like spit at my face or something. I don't know what he did, but he threw my candy on the floor and I started crying. I was like, "Ugh." And then my brothers were there and they're like, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So they just started jumping. and I was like, help me out. So I started kicking his face and he's on the floor and we're beating him up.
That's a family friend,
That's
actually.
your
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
it was a
was like-
family friend. It was not a cousin. No, it was a
I
family
remember-
friend.
Yeah.
that happened to us too. One time, our older brother, he used to get bullied in middle school, and he told my older brother and my older sister, and we were like, "Oh hell no!" So all 9 of us got in the van,
Damn.
and we all
hell
drove. We
no.
all
the soccer
drove.
team, bro.
Yeah, bro. We all drove, and me and him, I was like.
I was a baby.
I was like,
I
I was like
decided to get
8,
a
7.
chair.
He was still a kid, like a little baby
That's
still.
funny as fuck.
So we all got in the van and we started following him, and we followed him to a park, and we parked like, covered him like, you know how you're walking in a car, like, covers your pathway. We did that, and they all got out and they're like, "What's up with you bullying our brother and all this?" He's like,
Damn.
"Nah, like I ain't bullying him." And my little brother's like, "Yeah, you are bullying me. All right, we're gonna settle this right here, all of us." And like they were about to fight him, and then the funny thing is we were about to fight him. I guess he's been bullying other people too, and another guy came. And it was a brother claiming too. He's like, "Hey, you been bullying my brother too?" And then that fool ended up beating him up.
Okay.
And
You
then
guys
we
got
were
beat
like,
up
"All right,
either way.
we're not gonna beat him up. You already got beat up."
You're
so
like,
we
it's
all
fine of
left."
us.
Yeah.
Just one more for
Yeah.
to let him
And
know.
just remember when we get to family reunions, like we like all get together and we told this for the first time, like all of us, and mom was like, "Where was I?
Mom was like, "What?"
When did you guys grab the van? When was this?" And we were like, We're like, well, I don't remember. I was like, I don't remember. I
You're
was
like,
like
I
a
was
little kid.
six.
Have you guys ever snitched on each other on accident?
Yeah,
I think
for
Paul
sure.
does it the most. Till this day, this mofo
He
be
be
like,
accidentally snitching out.
he'll be like, actually? I'm like,
Wow, if they don't tell me not to say anything, I'm not gonna, like, how would I know? You know,
It's,
like,
bro, it's
bro,
cold.
it's
bro.
obvious.
It's cold.
It's obvious. I'm like, don't tell mom. It's like obvious you're not supposed to tell my mom or like my dad, and he just slips it out. I'm like, bro, like
Damn.
don't tell them.
I try my best to cover it, because I'm like I'm so hard headed and like in the mind, like nope, no, you can't get a secret out of me. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
That's good.
And like I remember Angel had like a girl over one time, and
Angel.
yeah,
I was
and,
like that, man. I was like,
I was
and,
like that.
We me and my mom and my dad left, and I already knew Angel was handling like doing something. So I was like, I
Doing
texted him.
something?
I texted him coming back. I was like, hey, we're on our way back.
Whatever you're doing.
whatever you're doing, chill out. And he came back and he was just chilling.
Wrap it up.
yeah, I
And
was
he
on the
dabbed
table
me up.
like we did nothing.
Yeah, he
Play
dabbed me
Monopoly.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was asking because I remember this one time with my sisters. My sister was like 15, 16. My other sister was like 21, 22. They're already old. And they picked me up from school. And they went into like an indoor swami. And they were buying like pipes to smoke weed and stuff.
Ooh.
And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like light bulb or something. And I remember the next day I went to the swami
Innocent.
with my mom. And my mom, and I saw it and I was like, Mom, look, the light bulbs. And my sister bought one. And my mom was like, what? I was like, yeah, they bought like 3 of these or something like
Oh,
that.
Angel, oh my
And my mom was
gosh.
like, oh, like cool. Like I was like, my sisters, both of them. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll talk to them later. I was like, okay. And then like later on, I found out they were smoking weed and there was a
Oh,
pipe and
that's
shit.
funny.
And they got in trouble. And I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, fuck.
I didn't know about this either. The fuck?
That shit was so funny.
That's crazy.
No, I have this
Snitch.
thing with my
No, I
brothers.
swear.
Oh,
I have this thing with my brothers, like when like if they like don't listen to what I'm telling them or like if they mess around with me too much, I'm like, I'm gonna tell mom. And then they'll be like, they'll stop. They'll be like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I could never do anything.
Till
She'll be
this
like,
day, I'm
"Mom."
like,
Can
I'm
never.
gonna tell mom.
Can never do anything.
No, like-
Who's the
I swear.
favorite?
Me. I like
Oh,
Nah, yeah.
one of those. Just kidding.
Nah, like
But were you the one that like, hey, tell mom if we can get food because they're gonna say yes to you?
Oh,
We would
you're
tell
the
her.
Yeah, they
yes.
tell me.
They
They
would
tell
say yes
me.
to her. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they'd be like,
Because
hey,
my
he's like,
my
"Oh,
dad's favorite's him, so I'd be like, Efren, tell dad
Ah.
if like we can get pizza because he's gonna say yes to you. To me, he's gonna be like, fuck no.
no. Yeah.
and then Efren be like, Dad, like I want pizza, and he's like, we'll go get some right now. I'm like,
Because
yeah.
he told me this. He's like whenever it comes to food, he told me, he's like, when it comes to food, I'll never say no. And I'm like, word? Okay.
It's a word.
Okay.
But
That's dope.
you guys are older, right? All you guys are like, old already. You guys are in relationships.
I
or
still tell
anything?
my mom. Oh wait, is it?
Yeah, you guys in
Relationships?
have you ever caught each other like doing something crazy? Like
Oh,
walked in.
I'll put you on blast, bro. I'll put
You
you
ever
on
walked
blast.
in on them? You're like, fuck,
Oh,
why'd I see
nah,
that walk
what-
out?
I don't know.
They know too much about me, bro.
You would horny ass just everywhere.
Funny ass everywhere.
Nah, it's good.
Chill.
No,
It's
like
like
with,
shit.
so like with one of his exes, I caught him doing the deed, I guess. But like it was weird
My
because
man. My
I'm
man.
like,
I
ew.
knew a player when I see one.
It was like there was no one at home, and I'm like, Alan, where are you? And I couldn't find him, so I'm like, I'm opening doors, and I'm like, Alan, where you at? And like no one's replying, and I'm like, Alan.
It's like, I hear clapping.
So then I open the door, and I'm like, Alan, and then he's like, they're just like doing stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry. And then I'm like, it's normal, Alan, it's okay. And he's like, shut up. And it
What
was
did the girl say?
disgusting.
She was like,
Was she
what
embarrassed?
was that?
She was
Yeah.
like, why'd you lock the door? I was
yeah?
like,
Oh,
there was no
man.
one home.
I would have been
Yeah,
embarrassed.
there was no
Oh,
home.
man.
I caught my older brother one time. I was young.
Oh,
Yeah,
young,
because
young.
his room was in the back of the house. So my mom was like, go get your brother and his girlfriend before they can come eat. I was like, okay, I'm going. So I started walking. And I open the door and like I see him on top of her and he's going crazy. And I'm just like, Edwin, like, mom said food's ready. He's like, oh shoot, like he puts up his pants. He was like, oh, make sure you knock next time. I was like, okay, I will. And I just walk out. I'm like, fuck. And that time I didn't say anything. I was like, I know what he was doing. So I'm not
I
gonna
feel
say
bad for
anything.
you, bro. I
And
feel
I was
so
like,
bad.
fuck, bro. And they were sweating and shit. And I was like, damn, why'd I
How's that
see
room
that?
smell like?
I don't remember the smell. I just remember that was crazy.
Bro, Paul.
And I remember my older brother Raul. He's married now to the girl he did it with too.
The girl you
Yeah, I
Shout
remember.
out.
We were younger and we all shared a room. Me and him, my older brother. We had like we shared a room. It was a small room.
What that room smelled like?
Man, it smelled like boys. But I remember one
Axe.
time
Boys,
It smelled
smell
like
like
axe.
he'd bring his
Smell like
girlfriend
boys.
over and they would like be in the room together, you know, laying down in bed, you know, cuddling and stuff. And me and Efra be in the bottom bunk playing like the Xbox and stuff. And one day he pulled us to the side. He was like, "Hey, I need you guys to be out of the room for like an hour or two." And we were like, "Why?"
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we were like, "Why?" He was like,
He
"Come on,
told us
guy."
that he went up to you. He was like, "I'm gonna do something." Like
He's like, "I'm
He's
gonna do
talking,
something."
he's
guy."
talking down. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Just I need you guys to look on for a little bit. Like,
And we were
just
like,
give me
"All
the
right,
room."
fool, all right, we got you."
We
man.
dabbed him up. I remember we dabbed him up. He was like, I'll take you guys out to eat after. You know,
Yeah.
We
just,
disconnected the Xbox from the room. We connected the living room. We're like, "Man, take your time."
Like,
We've been in the
take
living
your
room.
time,
Xbox
bro.
Live time.
I swear, bro. Shout out Raul.
You guys never had moments like that? You guys like hooked each
I
other?
don't know, Paul. I haven't. Fuck no, that's weird. I'm like,
Nah, not really, bro.
Nah.
Honestly, like,
you caught him though, no?
not him. Like,
You haven't caught Alan?
nah, I haven't.
Twice,
caught him.
bro. Twice.
Nah, it's just I know. Like, usually if you have a girlbrand in the house, like,
Yeah,
you
me and
know,
my brother,
like,
yeah.
me
you're
and my
just kind
brother
of
know.
like, you
Yeah,
lean
same-
into
same
him,
with
you
it.
know, like.
Yeah.
I get
Because
you.
for them, like when my parents separated, they went to go live with my dad. So like when I would go visit them, it'd be like different. Like I don't know, it's like
Yeah, because it's like,
I
sharing a
I would
dorm
like
with your
hang out
dad.
with them, you know. So I'd be like, hey, what's up? And they'd be like doing things. I'd be like, never mind, just close the door. I'm like,
Yeah, it's because when we lived with my pops, it was like sharing a dorm with him. Like we had like a
Alright.
whole apartment. It was a house,
It
and
was
we had 2
big.
extra rooms. So it's like we'd have our girls over sometimes, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was all boys, so I would barely visit.
Or you guys like overprotective with her or no?
we tried to.
Paul,
be-
Paul is
I
because he
feel
would
like
go
he's
to the
more-
house with me. I
'cause
mean, he'd go to the house.
They're
he'd go to
together
school
more,
with me.
so I just try to make sure she's okay. Like you know, I'm like, what's going on?
Have you ever
Alan's-
fought
Alan's like-
anybody that broke her heart?
No, I don't think so. I feel like every time she's gotten into a relationship, I'm like, you're too young.
You're too young. Like, yeah, honestly, she'd be like 13, trying to get into a
now I'm
relationship.
like,
What are you doing?
okay,
Yeah, like now for
anything
sure,
now,
but
I'm just like, all right, well, I know I gotta be on her ass just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
But then I was just like, she's a kid, like, you know, like
No,
that shit
but
lasts a
like my
week.
brother,
Yeah.
he would press the boyfriends I would have in middle school. They wouldn't count because there was like 1 week relationships, but
That's
he
what
would
I'm saying.
press them, and I'd be
1
like,
week
bro,
because of him.
chill. Yeah.
Well, it's because like I feel like, you know, because I know a kid, you know, like obviously
Yeah.
I'm a
Boy.
boy,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like I know
I
what
know
you
your
I know what you're
intentions,
trying to
yeah.
do, bro. Like
Yeah.
relax, you know, like I don't know. I just feel
Chill.
sometimes I'd be like, why are you picking? You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's
No,
up with
for
that?
real.
Everybody,
Yeah.
you have the scholar and you choose the drug dealer. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
We got a little cousin.
Yeah.
Remember Angel?
Oh yeah, we have
She
a little
just
cousin.
got a relationship. She got into high school. She's a freshman,
Oh.
and the
Yeah,
guy
he
did
did a little
Protect her at all times.
Yeah, he did a little homecoming like proposal for her.
Serenata?
He said, "Not that there you go."
Ooh,
And
that's a
we
good
were
guy.
like-
That's a good
Cute.
guy.
Yeah,
Cute
man.
guy.
Or watch out with him too. He might just be real
But I
smooth.
was low key. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that because she was the one that lived with us. It was
Oh,
my tia
okay.
and her
Oh, I
and her
see.
daughter.
So we were like, what the
So
fuck?
we-
Who
we-
is this Taquache?
She's like a little
I know.
sister to us, and he was low key at Taquacha. I was like,
He was a little
fuck. I was
Edgar.
like,
He was a little Edgar with his
and
Edgar
she's smart
cut.
too. I was like, you got potential. Don't let these
Bro, what
don't
are
let
you
these high school
doing?
boys like
What are you
do you,
doing?
bro.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, be careful with these high school dudes because I told her I was an F boy. Like
Yeah.
I was an F
I
boy.
was
I
high
can see
school
it.
kid.
Yeah,
I
I
was
can
the
see it.
F boy
It's
for
always
sure.
that second brother, huh? Like
I was a
that.
heartbreak. I was a heartbreak kid. I
Yeah,
was
bro.
like, I know how they
That's
are.
because they don't deserve our love, bro.
Yeah.
So we gotta break it.
I was like, I know how high school boys are. Just be careful. I told her, and you know how she is. You know how like girls are, like especially when they're freshman year. They're like, they feel like they know it all. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, bro, I just know. Like, just be careful. And she was like, okay. And I was like, bro, you don't even know, bro. Don't come back to me in like a week. Watch, come.
And
No,
you guys,
for real,
you guys went to
probably.
school together? Or you guys all went
Me
to
and Paul
different
went
schools?
to school together, but he was in high school, so
Oh.
like
I got to have 1 year with him, like where he.
Yeah, but then I dropped out, but. You know,
Talk about that. Talk about that real quick before we
You
wrap
dropped
up.
out, bro?
well, not exactly. Well,
Yeah, you did.
yes, for like a year.
Not
or two.
exactly, but yeah.
Well, yes, because like 2 years dropped out, and then I was like, "Fuck it." I'm
He
gonna,
went back
you
to
know,
finish. He
I
went
just
back.
was
Okay.
like, let me just go finish. You
You
know,
started
but-
at the same grade or you went to...
Nah, I dropped out like
He was in
sophomore.
6th grade for 4 years straight.
Sure.
No, I'm just
Nah,
playing.
no, I dropped off sophomore year because
Oh,
I was all
okay.
like high school. Because one of my homies, the homies that you just probably saw pass by, he was just like, "Fuck school," because he was very smart.
You were
bro.
like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, in a sense, okay,
Come on, bro.
there was a good reason though. In a sense, my reason, like, I wouldn't have, like, personally, I wouldn't have taken like steps probably like that I would have taken now because of like the situation I was in. Like, I was like 2-3 years not living with my parents,
Yeah,
like
he
at
was
all.
an
Like,
outcast. Like he
Okay.
was. I was living with my dad. She was living with my mom.
and I was just,
And he
you
was
know,
kind of just like
He was just
literally
living.
couch surfing it, like for
Yeah,
whatever
bro.
Oh,
reason.
for
Okay.
real? I feel
For
bad
whatever
for you. I'm
reason.
sorry.
yeah, but like still, you know, like for me personally, I was like, it's a journey where I was all like, I want to figure out what I want to do. Like, what's my like, what's this like purpose of my you know, of me being here, honestly, and like, I started doing music, and then I, you know, like my homies are like, yeah, I'll help you, you know, let's try to do this, and I slowly was like, yeah, let me work and just like how you guys like get my mic, get my
Yeah.
interface, get started off, and from there I was all like, one of my other homies, he was all like, I got a studio, like my dad has a studio, you want to come in? And I was like, fuck it, you know. From there I was all like, yeah, this is what I want to do. So we decided to put all my money here, you know, like I literally have like all my cents on this, like this whole
Wow.
project with
Invested
myself.
into it.
Good,
you know?
bro.
You guys are
Shit.
you guys are sitting in the studio that
Yeah.
him and his friends opened up. So
Oh,
Shoot.
nice.
this
Nice,
is them.
bro.
This is them right here. Shout out to. Let's get some horns real quick.
My brother's
Some
22BK.
horns for 22BK. Yeah.
Hey,
So-
but let's give it an applause because he actually did graduate. I graduated first though.
Good shit, bro.
Some more horns. Some more
What class?
horns.
What class did you graduate?
What's up?
What class?
2023. No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, 2020, like 2022 at the end of the year, like literally, I just did a couple
You
months
just
ago.
graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah?
literally, I
I
was like,
graduated class of 2020. I got the COVID year.
oh
That shit
yeah,
sucked.
yeah, bro.
That
Literally,
shit sucked.
thank God I
Right.
dropped out of that like that time because I literally dropped out like before COVID really hit. So I didn't really experience, like my girlfriend was telling me, online schools, he didn't even do prom, none of that, like literally none of that. So I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I got class of 20. That shit fucking
That's
sucked.
different.
Our prom, everything
I do
was
feel bad
canceled.
for you guys for that.
But the good thing about it was that, say for example, you had like A's, B's, and C's.
Bro,
don't
they
have
let
to-
you slide.
Yeah, you didn't have to go like you had to do online classes or anything. They were like, oh, you can graduate with those grades. But
Yeah.
if you had D's and F, you had to go to class to get them
Oh,
up.
man, I would've
So
been-
like a lot of people, like me for example, I had A's and B's.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, I'm straight. I don't have to do online classes. So I didn't for the rest of the year, and I graduated like that. So I was blessed. I was like, hey, that was a good thing. But then
That's what's
after
up.
the next year, you're like, no, you have to go to class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do online. And I remember he did online too for a while. He did online for a
Hate
year.
that shit. That was the
Bro,
worst.
I couldn't concentrate. I was on TikTok the whole time.
I
Like
was-
I
I
would
was
wake
asleep.
up and fall asleep and like be on TikTok. That
What
was
class
it.
are you?
2021.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Sick.
I in like 1990.
2017.
2017. Wait, I had a question. Like, I know you guys did the whole like quinceañera thing and all that. How
Yeah.
was that doing like behind the scenes of all that?
Oh, I think it was.
Was
a
it
really fun
weird? Was it
experience.
awkward? Like being a part of it and all that, or was it like?
I feel
cool?
like it just like since we weren't living together,
It made it
was,
awkward.
It was awkward because like even at that time like we weren't really talking to each other either. Like
So-
I think I was more close to my sister
Yeah.
because I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I did from that time. I was like living a little bit with my mom.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just coming surf couching with her sometimes too.
Okay.
And so like I'd see her all
so
the
Paul
time.
was
Yeah,
in
like.
it and, like
I would actually be in those practices. I would actually really
Oh,
be
yeah,
there.
yeah,
My brother
yeah.
wasn't really in there.
Yeah,
Like,
I
my brother
remember I
just
saw in the
really
last
came for that one
you
episode.
showed up,
literally.
Yeah.
literally he only showed up one episode like
How did
Hey,
you feel
my
about that?
cameos are
Like,
expensive, bro. One cameo is enough.
they didn't pay you enough, huh?
No, but just so people like, just real quick, so people know what we're talking
oh
about.
yeah like
My sister was in a reality show, and for her quince, they did a reality show building up to her quince, and that whole time was kind of awkward because like I wasn't really tapped in with them. I was just working with my
I
pops.
wasn't talking to my
like,
dad
24/7.
either.
Then she wasn't talking to my dad, and I was like, you gotta talk to our dad. Like, come on, what if something happens, you know, and stuff like that. And eventually, my mom was like, you have to come to the quince, and I didn't want to go just because like I hadn't been involved, so I was just like,
yeah
you know, but I was like, it's a special day for my sister. I'll go. So I went, and I kind of went dressed down. You saw, like, I wasn't like,
Bro,
not dressed down either, but I was just
denim
like, not.
sweater.
Nah, denim jacket, all right?
Jacket, I remember.
Bad.
Denim jacket, and I remember like there was like people recording it, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, what is this? You know, like what did I
Yeah.
walk into? But yeah, it was like for me not too awkward. I was just kind of like, when I saw the clips come out, I was like, damn, that made me look like a villain on the show. What the hell?
Were you mad? Like genuinely mad, or you were just like, whatever?
but I have homies that just know my sister was on that social. They go watch it and they're like, "Oh, you're an asshole." Like, it's just like talking shit.
Embrace that shit, bro. Embrace that shit.
Don't point it out.
Are you
look
guys
like
still
that.
friends with any of the girls that were there, or any of the guys? Are you
Well,
still
Pasta
friends?
with
Well, yeah, my girlfriend, the
was
browner
my
chick.
court.
Uh-huh.
That was my
The
girlfriend.
what?
The brown chick.
The brown chick. The brown chick you see on that
on the show.
the dancers. She was
Okay.
she was still my
She
girlfriend
was
for
in
the.
my court.
Yeah.
The
Hey.
other girl, no, I don't talk to her.
They
and then
beefing
the
now?
guys, no, I don't.
They're
talk to them.
beefing. Whoa,
Damn.
that's
No,
crazy.
we're not beefing. It's just like we just kind of after the episodes, it's like, all right, we didn't talk.
I had my
It's 'cause-
fame. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I didn't have friends to
Aw.
like be in my court, so I kind of just got them out of like my modeling class.
Alright.
Yeah, they
okay.
weren't really my friends like that. They were just like,
Acquaintances.
yeah.
I got
Shit.
you.
It was,
I got
it was
you.
a lot of fun though, cause it was like a bunch of cameras around me.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it.
Watch it.
I'm gonna watch it for sure. I
Yeah.
gotta watch
It's
it.
actually
It's cool.
cringe. It's
I like
very-
it. It was dope.
What's the
It
show
was
called?
cool.
My Dream Quince.
My Dream Quince.
Yeah.
And then just search up Danny, and then you'll see me.
I bet.
She
On
that's
YouTube?
kinda- that, yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of she got her fan base going actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's how-
because
For sure.
when I remember I went on the dating show for you guys, I showed like a picture I was with you, and a lot of girls hit me up like, "Oh, I saw her doing the quinceañera when I
That's
was
crazy.
young," and I was like,
That's
"Really?"
tight.
I've had friends be like, "Yo, that's your sister," and I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Dude, my sister watches your sister," and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
or
have
people
like,
like
my
that.
cousins have told me like, can you send a video for my friend like at that time when the episodes were coming out?
"Popular kid."
Shut up.
Has anybody came up to you like, "Can I take a
yeah.
picture of you
Yeah,
in public?"
honestly, like the first few years, a lot of people would come up to me. This was 5 years ago though. Like I'm 20 now. Till this day, I still have people come up to me.
Tuesday.
And they're like my
Dang.
age. No, for real, they're like my age, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I saw your episodes, or like last time I had a photo shoot for my clothing brand, and the model I got, she was like, I started modeling because of you, like you inspired me, and I was like, what? That's crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, I
You think
remember.
you're cool or something?
No,
Let's go.
I'm
Let's go.
not.
Listen. Kidding.
I remember one of our
I'm pretty
supporters
proud.
saw us at a burger place. Me and Efren just got off work, and we were like gonna eat for lunch, and this guy like sees us from a distance. He's like mad dogging us, like looking at us.
He's like that, just looking. I'm like,
Stop.
yeah, and I'm just like, oh,
And I hear
shit,
him go-
I'm eating my burger. I'm like, oh,
And I hear him
don't
go,
fucking shoot me, cuz.
Oh shit! And he starts like marching towards
That scared
us.
me the most. He
And
was
we're like, fuck, we're gonna get fucked up right now. And then he's like, you guys the Kickback Crew? We're like, yeah. He's like, oh man, I love you guys. Can I take a picture? And I was like, bro, the way you came up to me, bro, I was so scared. He was like, oh, my phone, man. I didn't know if it was you. That's why I was eyeing you down. I
he's
was
like, you guys are Kickback Crew? I was like, yeah.
yeah,
You want us to be? I'll be the Kickback Crew.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
fuck.
dead.
And we had our homie with us. His name is Enrique. He was like, fool, you guys are fucking lying. That shit did not happen. I know he didn't want a picture. He was like, you guys are joking.
You
And he
guys
was
are
like,
pranking
he was like,
him.
you guys fucking paid him. Huh? I know you guys paid him to do that.
Wow.
shit.
Thanks for
Fuck
trusting
outta
the
here.
process,
I
bro.
know,
I remember one time with my friends clown on me sometimes. Like, oh, we're hanging out with the famous guy. He's a
Oh,
famous
dude,
TikToker.
me too. They'd
They're
be like, famous Danny over here.
Yeah,
I'd be
like, yo, he's famous. Like, you gonna buy us lunch? What, you gonna save us from the trenches? I'm like, bro, what? Like, they clown on
yourselves.
me like that.
Especially because we're from San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people
San
come out from San
Bernardino.
Bernardino.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
it's
to
like-
IE real quick. Some
Shout
horns
out
for
to
IE.
IE.
Yeah.
Some horns for IE.
SB.
I see a lot of like memes of like
Yeah.
San Bernardino. That's
Interesting
funny.
county.
Yeah.
I mean, I love-
yeah.
You
so-
guys
I
are a
love San
different
Bernardino,
breed.
bro. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're like, I say like not a lot of people know us in San Bernardino.
It's coming up.
Or IE.
It's coming up.
I feel
IE
like
came
we're,
up for
we're
sure.
underrated in the San
No, yeah,
Bernardino,
definitely.
yeah.
I think you guys are getting a lot of stuff starting to happen over there, and it's like that might be the move. Start going out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the reason I come out here to LA a lot, and the only thing I don't like about LA or like around this area is just like the traffic.
Fucking trash.
Yeah,
It's
and that
too
little
tight, bro.
corner
It's
on
so
the way
tight.
over here, I was stuck in there for like 10 minutes. I was like,
It's
fuck,
tight.
I'm gonna be late.
And what I love about like the Inland Empire is everything's just so spread out and so built the right, like how a city should be built. I think that's
Good
how it is.
spacing.
Yeah, good spacing.
Yeah,
Like,
here
go
you can't
anywhere,
even
like-
park, bro. You look at a little like pole and it says no parking today, Friday, Saturday. It says the whole week, and it's
Bro.
like you can only park for 2 hours.
I went to LA like on when was it? Friday, and I paid for parking like 3 times. And they're all like
Damn.
over like 30 or like 10. I was like, bro, where am I at? I was in Beverly Hills too. I was like, fuck,
You
bro. all
got
this shit.
finessed.
bro.
You got finessed.
But no, I was with my friends one time, and they clown on me. They like, give me carilla and stuff. And I remember one time, they were just saying like, oh, Greaser's gonna buy us. Oh, they call me Greaser. So, like,
Greaser?
Greaser's gonna buy us all Starbucks right now.
Greaser?
So I'm like, nah, I'm not. Like, you guys chill. And a guy comes, we walking, he's like, oh shit, you're from the Kickback Crew. Can I take a picture? I was like, yeah. And they all witnessed that, and they're like, damn, this was famous. I was
He's
like,
legit.
"What?"
Yeah,
For sure,
bro.
now the Starbucks is
Yeah,
on
and, I
here.
was like, and at the end, I was like, maybe I'll buy you guys some Starbucks. You know, it's on me now. It was funny.
I
but-
love that.
They
yeah.
call Angel Greaser because he used to be a greaser.
You
Yeah.
guys look. You have the vibe. You have the
Yeah,
vibe.
so in
Yeah.
middle school and high school, I dressed like a greaser.
Jeez.
So they all call me Greaser. I had my
I
hair
like
all
it.
pumped
That
up.
slick back.
I remember those
Yeah.
guys in school. I was like, they're cool. They're
Yeah.
cool. They're cool. They're
They
different.
have to be cool. I walked by and like they have to be cool.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like,
no, but the thing was for me, it was like I was a greaser, but I was normal. Like I'll talk to you like, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, normal. But some of them they would be like,
Toothpick and shit.
Tupe, like, what you doing, doll face? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
like,
they're the whole
yeah.
character.
I'm like,
They're the whole character.
you're going into character.
It's
bro. Just talk-
2017, buddy.
Yeah,
Chill
bro.
out.
Like,
Chill out. Chill out.
yeah, I remember one of them. I was trying to joke around with him because we had the same style. We were wearing the same outfit.
He was like, we're not the same.
I went up to him. I was like, hey, bro, I like your style as a joke. He goes, oh, yeah, what about it? I'm like, you know what, bro? Never mind, bro. I'm walking away. Like, they were
What a
just
guy.
so cocky about it. It was so funny.
Shoot. They did too much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angel stuck with the name. Angel stuck with the name.
Hey man,
All
we
right,
really
guys.
appreciate you guys for coming all the way out
Yeah.
here from the IE to the city of East LA.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Showed
yeah.
love, man. You guys came
Yes,
out
sir.
here. You guys told us some cool stories.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate you guys having
much.
Of course,
us.
thank you guys
for
for
inviting
having
us,
us.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
It was
It's
really
amazing.
interesting seeing like how you guys get along and stuff. You know.
Yeah, you guys are cute.
Shit.
Thank
No,
you.
you guys are cool. You guys are cool. I like
Yo,
the
you're
dynamic,
blushing.
man. I
Yeah.
like the
I
dynamic.
like you guys' setup. I like the cameras
Yeah.
and
Thanks,
everything. You
thanks.
guys' mics. I love it, man. You
I'm
guys
down
are-
for a part 2. Whenever
Yeah,
you guys want
we
us
gotta
here,
run it back. We
I'm
gotta
with
run it
it.
back.
I
gotta
see
run it back.
potential
Bring
in this.
George
I
right
love
here.
it.
Yeah,
I
we-
know.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh
bring
my
back, run it back.
Well, you
Shout out to
gotta-
our.
you got to do a podcast right here with my ghost. You know the ghost. You guys
Lights
You
off
gotta-
and everything.
Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, we know a place to go to when
Yeah.
we get filmed now.
Yes,
for
yes.
sure.
Shout out to the audio engineer Robert.
Yes.
A88
Thank you, bro.
Films.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Killed
For the
it.
love.
Super shout out to him because he really helped us out with this one. You know. So,
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
Thank you.
Much
God
love to
bless
that
Shout
guy.
out
man. God
to
bless
all
you.
the siblings that work together too.
Yes, keep
Yeah.
working hard, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Keep
Well,
pushing.
thank you guys. Let's call it. See you guys on the next one.
Bye.